Hello, and welcome to Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is a community of gamers playing tabletop RPGs. We mostly play online. Well, we do have some physical meet space Gauntlet hangouts as well. But this is part of Saturday morning cartoons, which I've rebranded for the year 2018 so far as Star Wars Saturdays because I love Star Wars, and it turns out other people do too. Every month, we take a different kind of small press, small book RPG, a lot of them powered by the apocalypse. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay, because that's not what we're playing this time around. Take that game and reskin it for a Star Wars setting. We're using the time frame between episodes 3 and 4 of the movie series. So similar to when Rogue One took place, or also when the Star Wars Rebels TV show, which is pretty good, is taking place. The Empire has risen. Jedi are all but extinct, which I love. And so there are stormtroopers everywhere. The rebellion is building in power. The Senate, as of the timeline of this game, the Senate's been dissolved. So, we're butting right up against A New Hope. And if you're not a Star Wars nerd and you don't get any of that, that's cool. Don't worry about it. We're in the 4th session of a game called The Few, which was originally written in 2012 to emulate, in a very scaled down manner, World War II fighter pilots and dogfights. And it's a really cool game. And it turns out that one of the designers, a Czech fellow, has reskinned this on his own. So I didn't have to do any work, guys. Which, that's like, woo, I will jump on that. And he's reskinned it for X-Wing and A-Wing and Y-Wing and B-Wing fighter pilots. And so that's what we've been doing. This is the 4th of 4 sessions. So this is the grand finale, as it were. Although, as fun as this has been, it's entirely possible that in the fall or the winter of 2018, there might be a return of the Rebel Few. Unless the new rules that I've thrown in make this a horrible, horrible mess. Well, then maybe we'll just go back to 1.0. So that's the Rebel Few. So far, the starfighter pilots have been part of Hideaway Base, which is a Rebel base that's located on, excuse me, it's located on a planet, their nearest new take, and the Rebel base is the closest city. New Take is not the nicest place in the world, but hey, they're in the Outer Rim, so beggars can't be choosers. The most recent mission for the crew has been to rescue a woman who happened to turn out to be Mon Mothma's daughter, who's attending college in Mid-Rim, and someone in Rebel Alliance intelligence had leaked out her secret name. The Jewel was your target. You guys ran to this planet, helped her to escape, and in dramatic fashion, because it's Star Wars, so it has to be dramatic fashion, you took off from the planet and made your way back to Hideaway Base. Now, I'm going to actually peel back to something that actually happened a couple sessions ago. We lost, and by literally lost, like Tomer was able to join us for the last 2 sessions. But dramatically, Sorguk, the Mon Calamari pilot, the daughter of soon to be promoted to Admiral Akbar, she did not make it, and she made a dry run, or basically she had no torpedoes, but went on a firing run on a Star Destroyer in hopes of drawing fire so that her compatriots could successfully make their way free and leave. And she made the greatest sacrifice that a member of the rebellion could make, and laid down her life. Part of the Few, and also the Rebel Few, is that you would write a farewell message. And Tomer passed off to me this week the farewell message for Sorguk. And I would love it if Jason could read for us the farewell message from Sorguk, and then we will introduce characters, our pilots, and pick up with the arrival from the Venari mission, which just ended. So take it away, Jason.
All right. Father, I know you have always been a firm believer that we should all be our Tluknar, our best self. And I know that you have always thought my best self was to be a captain or a leader or a diplomat. But you are wrong. I was meant to be a pilot. I knew this from the moment I flew my first fighter. I also know that if you are reading this, that I have died, and in the line of duty. Please be proud of me. Please know that I've given my best self to preserve our people, to forge an alliance of all sides of peoples. Just as I know you would sacrifice yourself if you were called to do so to save the rebellion, mon forbid. I love you, Father. See you on the other sides. Sorga Klee.
And then we see Akbar as he brings up the data pad, the display, the hollow display of all of his progeny, and he taps the icon for Sorga Clay, and she falls into gray colored because she is no more. So let us quickly introduce our characters, because we have a few mix of some who have not been with us and some new characters. So we will start. We're going to lead our way up to the Grand Captain who is coming back. So we will start off with the return of Pavel's character. Please tell us about your Nautilin, please.
So I'm playing Rirang Dirgok. He's an Nautilin. He's originally from Askela, where our base is, as far as I know, unless it was moved.
Nope, it has not been moved.
He is, at least he used to be a father figure in a local biker gang, but 2 sessions ago he had to relieve himself and pass all the command to the current leader. So we might see Rirang returning to talk this through with the current leader. Other than that, he's just a pilot. That's all.
He's just a man with a man's courage. Nothing but a man who was born to fail. Okay, Matthias. No one got that? Okay, I'm sorry. It's song lyrics. Okay, Matthias, please tell us about your green pilot who just finished your first mission.
Yeah, and what a mission it was. Definitely not what Sybil was expecting. Now, Sybil, the Empire would say Sybil was radicalized by her parents, who are investigative journalists and are currently actually they have been arrested by the Empire, and she managed to flee with her little brother Fabian, and that's how she made her way to the rebellion. And the little foreshadowing thing that she doesn't know and no one at this time yet knows, but little dramatic irony that she and her parents are actually from Alderaan, so there's doom and gloom ahead.
Yeah. Oof. Oh, my heart. Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have our Gungan. Jason, tell us about him.
I play Mort Quaz, who is a Gungan. He is a little bit more of a veteran than some of the characters in that he's been around battle as originally part of the Grand Gungan Army in the Battle of Moncala. He was actually part of the group that the player characters saved when they were rescued the pilots from Wendig, which allowed him to rejoin the fight here. He's a pretty sharp pilot. He is not a great shot because human targeting systems, oddly enough, are not designed for Gungan heads, which is that's his story and he's sticking to it. But since most of the ships are at least a little bit adapted by the Mon Calamari, he has a much easier time dealing with those. Yeah. He's like I think I mentioned he's slightly more spiritual than some of the pilots too. And yeah, he's a fun guy to play.
Yeah, he's my favorite Gungan I've ever seen. You surpassed Boss Nass. Like, you had a low bar to clear the first most popular Gungan, but Boss Nass was awesome.
Captain Tarples is way cooler than Boss Nass. I think you just don't know that many Gungans.
Okay, obviously. Yeah. So, hey, I have lots of friends who are Gungans. Wait, no. That's not right. Okay, sorry, I'm joking. Christian, please save me from myself and tell us about your Celestin.
All right. Niev Dub is a Celestin Cryptmaster pilot. The Cryptmasters are a group of undertakers and ceremonial leaders of the dead among the Celestians. So before Niev joined the rebellion, he served as a pilot for them, stationed at Coruscant. When the Jedi Purge took place, he was able to escape along with Padawan that he they mutually assisted one another to get away from there, because a lot of the Cryptmasters served the Jedis, so they were targeted as well, and they crashed on a planet and eventually found their way to rebel stronghold, where they sort of joined their ranks. So Niev has stepped up when the GOG Powell's Nautilan was away as sort of a what do you call it, like a secondary in command.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But now when he's back, he's joining the ranks of his fellow pilots, just as a normal pilot.
Yeah. Love that little young one. We gotta see what's been going on with her while you're off doing all this dangerous
exactly
stuff.
We'll see what I thought I would start out with her. We'll see. Yeah.
Awesome. And then last but not least, we have Blaze. Blaze is playing our Bothan, who was in the last session promoted to captain over the Gauntlet Squadron, and did not go with him on the mission. He had other stuff to do, like, rebel stuff. So Blaze, tell us a little bit about your Bothan, please.
So Borsk Ovar is from Bathory. He was originally he was a career pilot most of his life. He had a family. Now his kids are grown up, and about halfway through his career, he left and joined the rebellion. There was something of like a greater calling of knowing that you could take all that skills and abilities from your previous life and apply it to try to mentor some young pilots, and in the long run try to protect them for them to live a little bit longer. I know that the lifespan of like rebel pilots is quite short, and so it's kind of like I take on the responsibility on my shoulders to make sure that my pilots actually live through as much as they possibly can.
Love it. And so we stay with our fine captain. As Captain Borsko Avar, you are going over some battle plans, having a conversation with Lady Harbright, who is a former senator before the Senate was dissolved, and she's been presenting some information to you and Commodore Vital, and the other members of the Alliance kind of command here on Hideaway Base, and you get notification that the Venari mission is not only successful, but they are returning, that the daughter of Mon Mothma is being brought on board, and basically they are landing. So we follow Borsk and a number of other officers, and you guys are headed towards the arrival. And I will just do some very quick reading here as you land, and this is for all of our pilots. You land at the Hideaway Base. You notice the officers are waiting, and then there's an honor guard prepared for Lady Mothma. The young girl jumps off the Y-wing ladder, and she pauses to look up at you, Mort, for just a moment. And she starts to comb her red hair with her hands, trying to look a little presentable, even though she was in a few firefights. She knows everyone's waiting for her, but she keeps them waiting and turns to all of you and as you're standing by your X-Wings and comes around to shake each of your hands before she joins this delegation. She says, "Thank you. You saved me from a fate far worse than death, and I owe you all. Should you ever need anything, just say the word, and I will move stars and space to help you, as you did for me. I will never forget you." And her words are sincere, with gratitude and honest kindness in them. She smiles, takes a deep breath, and heads to the people who are waiting for her. Ragtag and Foxfire squadrons are already back home. You're the last to return, and the hangar is almost empty, except for a few ground crew members servicing the starfighters, and of course, the small delegation that greets Mon Mothma's daughter. It is time for base phase. It's now time for the base phase, and you each get to have personal scenes. We have a few folks who need to recharge some stuff. I'm going to go ahead, because we're in the 4th session, even if you need 2 things recharged, if you have 1 base phase and you're successful, you can refresh everything. I'm showing that Reng was in debt for his piloting, that Borsk was in debt for shooting, and I don't see where Sybil or Mort or Nev went into debt or have anything to gain back. Is that right?
Yep.
Didn't we have
I
used the
just
Force
win,
last time?
Okay, cool. So you use the Force. It's definitely something that you can refresh.
Me too, I think.
Okay.
Where did
Well,
where did we put that? In the sheet?
So if anyone has an idea for a base scene, sorry, I keep wanting to say refresh scene because I'm a Lady Blackbird fanatic. But if you have an idea for a base scene, jump forth. If not, I can consult with you. I have some ideas for each of you. Matthias, you had something?
Maybe just a super small one, because as we're coming out of there, and she thanked us each individually. At some point, there's like a high-pitched squeal of joy, and Fabian has kind of sneaked into the hangar and comes running across it to be wrapped up in Sister's arms. Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely love that. Yeah, he wants to be wrapped up, and of course, he kind of wriggles his way up to try to make you hold him, which he's a little big for that. But
yeah, I still have like the helmet under one arm and try to ruffle his hair with the other, and yeah.
And he immediately walks over to the Y-wing. What is this?
And I'm like, that's a Y-wing, Fabian. That's actually a 2-seater.
Oh. So if you took a Y-wing, I could fly with you?
Yes. Well, technically, Fabian, you need to go through basic training first, of course. You understand, soldier.
He nods seriously, like, yeah. That mission. He's very excited about that. Cool. All right. Do we want to follow you for a bit, Sybil? I mean, I would be interested in seeing a little bit more of what she does during downtime.
We could, but I'm actually fine with this. Like, that's
Okay.
a big thing I'm going for.
All right. That sounds good to me. Good. So, yes, we are on Askella. Thank you for answering that. I was trying to grab it off of one of the sheets there.
I can have a quick scene as well.
Cool. Yes, Nivdog.
Right.
After that very emotional use of the Force, I hope that you have something. So, what do we see for
All right.
Nivdog?
So one of my I have a not strange relationship, but a very emotional bond to this young Padawan that helped me escape from Coruscant, that I also helped escape. So I sort of, as a part of the Crypt Masters of the Celestian Society, I spend a lot of my time pondering upon the dead and souls of the dead and so on. So with the Jedi Purge in the back of my head, I sort of know that some sort of big destiny is going on with this Giondina, I think I call her.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm having a sit down with Giondina, talking to her, like explaining the what happened in the last battle when I reached out to her, and like you couldn't imagine, like we were in there and it all depended on our, like it was just on a string. Everything depended on us on a very, very tight string. It was just crazy, and I reached out to you, and it sort of, I felt you inside my heart, and yeah, it just happened. So it was like it was all meant to be. It was crazy, and yeah. So we're having this sort of, she's sitting there on the table and in my chambers, and then someone is beeping on the door, like
Okay.
open up and sort of some sort of administrative personnel staff stands there from the base, like, Giordina, you have a visitor. Someone is here for you. Like, and I'm, what? Is someone here for you?
Yeah, during the conversation the two of you had, she kept leaning in and getting excited about when you reached out to her, but you could see that her training to be a Jedi, as small as it was, she like pulls back, tries not to show that emotion, but it still bubbles through. And then that flips to confusion when it's revealed that she has a guest. I don't know anyone. There's a new boy, but he's way younger than I am. I don't know anyone here.
You go. I'll be back here. Let's continue later, okay? Okay.
She touches your arm, and then she hops off of the table and walks quietly to the administrator.
All right. At that time, like, I'm really intrigued to see. So I follow her, like on a safe distance, but I follow her out through the rough-hewn hallways out from my chambers, lit by those sort of improvised electric lights that is attached to the ceiling. And I'm like on a safe distance. I'm coming out in a bigger hall somewhere near the hangar, maybe the docks. I'm standing and I'm watching a figure just in the distance among some sort of privateer ship that has just landed, and some people are emerging from the ship, and someone is coming out in robes, but I can't really see who it is. But I can see she walking down past some crates and some pilots standing talking, and just goes over there, and sort of the person bows to her and she bows back. I'm like, I can't really make out who it is, but and then I withdraw to my chamber and continue with my duties as a ceremonial preparations for the upcoming funerals.
Interesting. Cool. Let's set because you had used the Force. Let's set a difficulty for the role there, that you're not discovered, that you're sneaking around isn't something that's shown there. So we'll say it's soldiering for you. I'll set it low stakes, but still possibility of someone being suspicious, right? Because there is that Alliance spy that you guys found out about.
10 plus
Yeah, we'll set difficulty of 10, and you are rolling your soldiering, which is a 2, so 3d6. Plus 2,
12.
do you need the rolling room?
Yep.
All right, let me.
Is that the Proud Yeti?
It is.
Yeah, all right. So 12 then.
Wow. Okay, you ace it. Go ahead and refresh your force, your access to the force. And so
Okay.
there, interesting. Okay, cool. Are you, Christian, is that what you wanted?
Yep, I'm happy. Thanks.
Good deal. Awesome. So we have 3 left. I have ideas, but I'm also
So do I.
always cool. Then Blaze, what is the captain going to be up to during his base phase?
Base phase, I'd love to do the after the funeral thing.
Nice.
So if there's a funeral scene, I'll let someone else roll. I'll let someone else lead that. But if there's an after funeral scene, I have something that might be interesting.
Cool. So why don't we kind of jump a little bit back in time, because we began with a ceremony last session, and we could just kind of Rashomon it and say this was the point of view for Borsk. And though what happened, there were a couple of former senators who were here as part of the ceremony, and there were astromechs that projected images of the fallen pilots. Among them were members of Gauntlet Squadron and Checker Squadron, Foxfire, and the like. And so it was there was also a memorial service that Niev had presided over that was very chilling and very powerful. He used kind of all of his skills. So after the funeral, of course, some people are going to go to kind of the one forward officers lounge and the like, and some people are heading out to just memorialize in their own way. What about Borsk? What do we see from him?
So it's funny that you mentioned that, because I wanted the scene where it could get. Now, is this? I have to remember. Is this a flashback from after the second game, or is this the flashback after the third game?
Let's just go with the most recent mission that you
good.
remember.
It's good.
Yeah, no, okay. It's a good question.
In that case, I'll I imagine that the scene would be like Borsk going to the officers' lounge with like whoever is left from the funeral. The scene that I want is it's kind of I think it's kind of tropey. It's very Top Gun-esque, where the whole point is we're trying to enjoy a drink, after a very somber time. And there are some rowdy Marines that just are not giving us the space at all. And that confrontation is bringing, like, the point is that the confrontation is bringing our group together to, like, kind of, like, find a catharsis moment through this conflict with the Marines in the bar itself.
Awesome, and it's on base, and you're all officers. So that is wonderful. Cool. So, yeah, a drink is spilled on a lieutenant's lap, and several of the rebel Marines laugh and tell him, "Oh, it's the first action you've seen in a while," or something along those lines. And, we don't mind to get a little dirty because we're down in the dirt. So cool. Let's see. Is this a thing where Borsk, as this conflict starts to bubble up, does Borsk to show as a new captain a little bit of restraint, or is it a thing where he wants to lead by doing? What does Borsk do in reaction when it looks like these Marines are trying to pick a fight?
I think Borsk would start by, it'd be like a situation where Borsk would, he would give them the benefit of the doubt at first, and then when they came back with another taunt, then it's like, okay, guys, this is your last warning. If you go through this, like we just had a funeral. I would implore you to have a bit of empathy on us who've lost a fallen soldier, but so please, just be kind, dude.
Ooh, nice. Well, give me a soldiering roll to try to.
Sounds good. So now it's okay. So do I have to use the rolling room? Or could I just use like the the roller on the thing. Sorry, it's been a few weeks and I'm a
Oh,
bit
it's
rusty
okay.
when it
We
comes to that.
normally, until we go into actual map combat, I don't normally make everybody go to roll 20. But if you want to use that, I've got it up, so I don't mind. Whichever one's easier for you.
Yeah. Can you just roll? What is it? It's soldiering.
It's 3d6, and you're adding your soldiering.
Okay,
of
d6
2.
soldiering 2.
We'll call it an 11 difficulty.
Okay. All right. How about I just physically roll it? I have dice in front
Oh
of me.
my gosh, actual dice? No, this is very controversial.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it really?
Oh, I'm joking. Go ahead. Cool.
Oh man, I rolled an actual 6 plus 2. That's 8. That never happens.
You need to roll 3d6. So roll 2
Oh,
more
sorry.
6s. It's okay. It's been a while.
Oh man, a 6 and a 2. So that's 12, 14, 16. Okay. I'm not kidding. I could show
Sweet. Yeah, the Marine, we'll say that this Marine's is an officer's lounge, so he has to be an officer as well. We'll say that he's a captain as well, and he mutters something to his troops about, oh, well, they didn't throw holos up all the guys we lost. But that's fine. That's fine. Let them have their moment. And they walk away, and you're able to de-escalate it, even though the Marines are murmuring. And they'll go off and get drunk and maybe beat up a TIE fighter pilot that's in the brig. Who knows? They're Marines. Crazy John. I'd say this, my dad's a Marine, so I can make Marine jokes. Not really, but I just did. Okay, cool. Thank you, Place. That is good. So go ahead and refresh your stuff.
I will.
Now we are down to Mort Rang.
I can go if Pavel wants to wait, or Pavel can go and I'll go, or whatever.
I can wait.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a two-part, because I'm going to tag on to Matthias's, because Matthias ended with telling Fabian, sure, once you've finished basic training. And Mort says, there is never too early a time for Yusa to begin training. Come, I will show Yusa the Y-Wing. And just literally leads Fabian right away up into the Y-Wing.
Oh, wow.
This is the one you tries to fire torpedoes. And is giving the kid the tour. And by the time that Sybil runs up afterward, the targeting array is already over top Fabian's head. And Mort's this doesn't fit Misa so well. But you still look nice. Misa like. And from that, there's the long process of Sybil trying to extricate her younger brother from the Y-Wing, and Mort being utterly unaware of any desire to do so. But
you also found a new best friend for life.
Yes.
And part of that comes from Mort is a little family oriented and is far from his family, and wanted to do this before having to do something he didn't want to do, and sighs and heads to Admiral Akbar's, because he is actually tight with Admiral Akbar and is aware of the loss. It's Colonel right now, isn't it?
With our weird military, it's something like that.
Colonel Akbar. So
just for dramatic irony, and also because the timeline, he kind of simultaneous messages. He's just been promoted to admiral.
Oh, lost the daughter and got promoted. So Mort goes to pay his respects.
Nice. I'm imagining maybe we go with the idea. I don't think that Akbar's on Hideaway Base because Commander Ratal would probably, these two would butt heads.
Yeah.
But I think a holo, the two of you, you see the holo projection all in blue, slightly wavy, and you can see that he's seated in an office. We've got all the slick, not that we see a whole lot of background in holos, I think about it. But yeah, you can see that the desk is in front of him, and he says, he would, of course, use your rank. Is it lieutenant for Mort?
I think we decided lieutenant.
Cool. Are you good with lieutenant? Is that what we
I'm fine with lieutenant. Mort doesn't care.
like second lieutenant?
None of it's Grand Gungan terms anyway. As long as he gets to fly.
Lieutenant Mort Quash. It was good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Admiral. Congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you. It was with a heavy heart that I accepted the commission.
As you know, Misa owe you for a great many things. Your loss is a terrible one. We will try to live up to her memory. And do you proud. You so proud.
I have a great many children. Mort. My loss for the rebellion is no greater than the loss of many other parents. Family.
We will all we will all swim home together one day. We shall all swim the deep waters together.
Together.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's deep. That's awesome. Now I think we roll on personality just to see how Mort feels about it.
Pavel. Oh, you want me to roll? Okay.
Yeah,
sweet.
I want you to roll. You got some stuff to refresh,
so
right?
to roll. No, I don't have anything to refresh, but I'll roll anyway.
Oh, okay. Roll dice and see how you feel. Now you
Sure.
Dice tell you how to role play. Do it.
Yeah, what the heck? Here we go.
Difficulty of 9.
All right, so I rolled a 7. I probably don't feel good because I think I've got a personality of 2.
Yep.
So I got a 9 on the total.
Sweet. So you're consolable, but it's been rough.
I think we can send that outward and send the consoling, not just how I feel, but towards how Akbar feels, because that was the point of action.
Yeah, that was the intent. I like it. I like it a lot. Yes, he hears your words. They will not be forgotten. He will carry that forward for many years until he's randomly killed on a bridge off screen, and we don't know why he didn't float through space as well. Like, we don't know, but I guess it was some kind of trap. Pavel. Rang. Do you have an idea for a base scene for you?
So before that, do we actually doing some leveling? Because I did some shots.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. Blaze and Rang, both of you guys, well, actually everybody at this point needs to go ahead and add we'll say for every session that you have played, add 1 point to one of your skills. There, that's what I mean by it. So every attribute that you have, for every session that you've played, add 1 point to one of your attributes. So I think this is your second mission. So you played 1, so you get a 1. Borsk has been in 2, so you get a couple. Does that make sense? Thank you for asking that. That was a thing, like a side note that I had, and I forgot to bring it up.
Yeah, I took
yes,
2
it's for every. So even to Pavel, but also to Christian, plus 1 per session or mission.
I threw both into piloting, so we will see how this will go. Because
we will see. Oh wow, we got some crazy pilots now! Holy crap!
Well, if you wanna do these crazy maneuvers, we need a lot of piloting.
This is a true statement.
And the second question is: I assume that Rank was absent from the last mission, or he was NPC'd.
He was not NPC'd. I just didn't even mention him. So you can fill in the gaps with the base phase if you would like.
Yeah, so I think we see that the first shot of Rank is back in New Tyke, where he's preparing, where he carved a small boat out of wood, and we see on the photo on like a stand there's like a photo of him and Sir Lee, because Nautolans have their own little farewell funeral, because maybe they weren't like super close, but they were like buddies and pilots, and he has seen her just like slowly die, like being shot, losing shields, being shot, and then sacrificing herself. So we see him like putting this boat on a lake, and this boat slowly being pulled by a huge waterfall that is just next to it. Where like and maybe there are some other people who are also mourning some other lost, and then we see Rirang just jumped into water, because as a amphibious race, he just like he is supposed to like swim with the boat along the boat until it like gets thrown over the waterfall, and he just stays and just looks at as it's disappearing. And this probably like took him a lot of time. So this isn't an actual conflict. This was just like what caused him to be absent on the last mission. And then maybe he's like, we do like a cut, and he's back in the base. And I'm not sure, should we have like a questioning about why he was absent with Boris or with some other officer? That when he's questioned like why he was absent, why he didn't report to duty, why he skipped the mission, and we will see what his future is.
Yeah, let's do that. That is, so we'll make a soldiering roll. I call it a difficulty of 11. I'll go with 11 again. And if you fail, then he was considered AWOL and is in a bit of trouble.
Okay. Let me just open up my. I will add. So my piloting and my soldiering is 2. Okay. Let's roll the dice. Soldiering. Nope. I guess I'm in trouble.
Oh man. Oh. You are in trouble indeed. Cool. So I will ask the captain of Gauntlet Squadron. One of your pilots was effectively absent without leave. He did come back, but it was too late for him to go on the Venari mission. Do you put a mark in his file? I mean, it's not like they can say we're not going to let you be a pilot anymore because the rebellion's just a little bit on the desperate side.
Yeah.
You give him a stern talking to. How do you handle it?
Yeah. It's mostly like a talking to. So if there was a scene where we're together, I'm like, I will actually put his file would be in between us, and I'm like, justify me not putting a mark on this file. Tell me, like, give me a really good reason why you were off.
I know that there was some farewell, some ceremony to mourn the lost pilots, but I was mourning Sir Lee. Our farewell and mourning rituals are a little bit longer, so I was mourning her loss. And when the call came, I couldn't arrive in time, but I was making peace with her being gone and with her sacrificing herself.
Okay, that sounds pretty authentic. I turned to him and I'm like, okay, that's there's like this moment where I'm feeling like her presence is leaving the room, and I'm like, all right, well, good. Next time, please come and see me before you do. And I know there's going to be a next time, but like, I'm your captain, and we have to let each other know how we're feeling. And I close the file.
Very well, Captain. I will do so.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. And then you, as the captain, dismiss him, and that will wrap up our base phase. So, oh wait, we have a thing. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Weird.
Yeah, I just like that goodbye better than what he got in the movie. But I didn't want to interrupt Base Phase with it, so.
Appreciate it. That's pretty cool. And anybody watching, Jason found a Admiral Akbar related pretty cool comic of a farewell to our beloved Trap Finder. Cool. Now we will skip ahead to the next mission, and our briefing is not nearly as long as normal, so you guys will love that. I know. As you assemble for the briefing, you realize the briefing room is crowded with pilots. Both Gauntlet and Foxfire Squadron are present, and with them sits Captain Tiris, his first officer, Duosund, a female Sulistan from the planet Sulist, who nods to you, Nevdub. And they are of CR-90 Corvette Purgle. And there's another officer you might not know by name, but you know he's the captain of the YTA 1300 freighter Fade that is currently on the base. In front of you waits Commodore Ratal, impatient as always. Bothan Lieutenant Salar from Alliance Intelligence, who wears an unreadable expression, and Baron Cyrus, newly appointed commander of the fighter squadrons. With them stands young Lady Selena Harbright. In a beautiful blue dress, she looks calm and determined. You recognize her from the ceremony after the Battle of Rimsey, where she spoke. There are a few astromechs in the room and one protocol droid prepared to translate in case necessary. Your Mon Calamari Commodore clears his throat and addresses you.
Let us start without delay, as all of you are about to depart on one of the 2 missions in the Salish system. We would like you all to hear about the situation. For all of you who do not know her, please let me introduce Lady Harbright, former Senator of the Imperial Senate.
Lady Selnia. Have I been mispronouncing her name? Selnia. Selnia nods to Commodore Ratal and steps forward. Thank you, Commodore. Surrounded by fighter pilots and military leaders, she looks out of place, fragile even, but her stance is proud and her face is full of determination, undoubtedly emanating charisma even in a place like this. As the Commodore mentioned, this mission will take part in the Salish system. However, the objective is its second moon, Salish 2. It and its inhabitants are said to be under quarantine, while it is in fact a world in its entirety held hostage by the Empire. It is separated from the rest of the system by an imperial blockade, and its inhabitants are devoid of any supply income. They are running out of food and medication, oppressed by the Empire, only to be used as leverage on the ruling family of Salish, the Harbright family. Silence fills the briefing room when the realization of the situation weighs down on everyone. The Salish 2 has been taken hostage to serve as leverage on the woman standing in front of all of you. Many of you know the Empire isn't afraid to target families, but entire moons? Lady Selnia steps back, letting Commander Ratal continue the briefing. His face is grim when he does.
We assembled a supply mission and tried to resupply the blockaded world. But Imperial somehow found out about our plans, and our ships were waylaid by the enemy fleet. The whole force was lost.
The commander is brief, straight to the point as usual. When he finishes, the Bothan intelligence officer speaks up. Your attention shifts towards Lieutenant Salar, who had been silent the entire time up until now.
I would like to point out that that signal might have been intercepted not just by us, but by the Empire as well. It is possible that they might have gotten there before us and taken care of the possible survivors. If that would be the case, while he scrolls on his data pad, briefly verifying some information, the beacon is still transmitting. They might have left some surprises for you. I would advise caution.
Commander Ratal speaks again.
It's risky, and the chance to find any survivors is small, but we do not abandon our own while there is still hope. Captain Olivar, jump to the location of the beacon in the Salish system, pick up anyone who might have survived, and get out of there as quickly as possible.
The Mon Calamari pauses and exhales deeply.
We can't abandon the inhabitants of Salish 2 either. Many people will die if we choose to do nothing. That is why we need to repeat the resupply mission. Pergil, as our fastest ship, is being loaded with medical equipment, drugs, food, and other necessities the people of that moon need as we speak, and will try to run the blockade and deliver those things. Gauntlet will provide cover for the mission.
Once you're briefed about the situation, and just before the briefing ends, Lady Harbright steps forward again. On behalf of the people of Salish 2, I thank you for your bravery and the risks you're willing to take to help my people. I won't forget that. She bows her head respectfully and falls back in line of the present officers. Commander Ratal nods to her words and adds,
"May the force be with you all."
And that concludes your briefing. So, the first question I have is, you guys have access to your X-Wings, but you have secured a Y-Wing. So, I'll leave it completely up to you and the captain. Do you wish to... no, Mort is rather good in a Y-Wing, and I know Jason likes Y-Wings, so I'm throwing out the option if you wanted to have your force that will be... the mission, just so to be clear, the mission is that Gauntlet Squadron will be ferrying the freighter, the Fade, which will be carrying the resupply. First, you're going to head to the wreckage and try to find any pilots. There's a distress beacon that's signaling it could be a trap. And then you will escort the Fade to Salish 2 through the blockade. So, that's what you have before you. Captain Borsk, what do you think?
I know that it's not traditional to bring a bomber on a scouting run, but I think it's Jason. What's the name of your character?
Mort Quaz.
Mort Quaz. Sorry, but actually, just little scene. Mort, I know this is our first mission together, but this doesn't feel very I won't say legit, but this is not what we call normal standard operating practices. How can I make sure that I won't be worrying about you and your payload throughout the entire mission?
So that I clarify, the Y-Wing as written mechanically doesn't carry bombs, does it?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it has an ion cannon on top, which is
okay.
But it is the reason you would be concerned is that it's a clumsy freaking machine that gives you a -2 on your pilot roll.
-2.
I see. That's good. That's bad. Okay. So,
but
can I?
Yeah. Can you depend on him? Yeah.
Can I depend on you?
Yep.
To because Foxfire is really good at ensuring that all of us are good wingmen. We're very good soldiers to one another. Can I count on you when you're in debt, when the others are in need, to actually that you can perform the same role with the ship?
Mort's going to nod stiffly and because he's a lifelong soldier, and he's like, Misa flew through many battles.
Oh, okay, good.
Misa got the noble here from that.
Sounds good. We'll try it.
College.
I nod, but I'm looking a little bit wary of the situation. I'm crossing my fingers that it will not end in another funeral at the end.
Kind of wish one of us had upped our gunnery skill instead, though, if we're taking the Y-Wing.
Okay. All right. We'll give it a go.
Cool.
So just to clarify, do two of us needs to sit in an
No, we'll stick an NPC in with him. We'll name him Dax. He's dead meat. No, we'll. I feel like I could take on the whole empire today. No, sorry.
Okay.
No, we'll create an NPC that will be your gunner, and more you will be the pilot with your -2 to piloting, and then what I'll do is I'll just allow you to roll for your gunner as well. We'll just come up with a gunnery, a shooting skill for him. The cool.
I'm pretty sure Fabian would be the best gunner.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like Fabian sneaks aboard. He's got the big helmet. It's way too big.
You're never too young.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you know, it's rebellion. You take what you can get, right? It's totally Fabian. That's totally like, yep. No, it's not Fabian. I don't think Sybil would let that happen. It's a bummer because it would be hilarious. No, it would not. Okay, awesome. Good. So that ends the briefing, and looks like Y-wing is what you're going for. So let me delete the picture of Mort Quan's in a X-wing. I had two. I had one of him in Y-wing and one of him in X-wing. So yeah, it worked in X-wing. Yeah, that is not a justification for anything. Anything else post briefing before you guys go out to your mission? Any conversations you want to have? Any supplies that you feel like you need? Anything that you wanted to do? It's almost like a really micro base type thing. Not to refresh anything, but just so we have those moments. Everybody good? Okay, cool. All right, let's take our first bio break. We have moved swimmingly through today. I'm very excited. I was worried we wouldn't get through everything, but I don't know we are now at this point, unless, you know, die rolling. So we'll take 5 to 7 minutes and pick up at, it's 10:05 my time, so around 10:10. Let's gather back together and we will jump into the mission. Wow, I just realized the Y-Wing, if you want to use the front laser cannons, it's -1 to shoot with them.
Rolling +0. I mean, the only reason if you do that, you're not doing the piloting. So, on the other hand, that ion cannon is a pretty handy thing.
Yeah, it is.
Especially against larger targets.
Pretty hot. Cool. So let's design your gunner. It's going to have a shooting of 2, he or she. What are you thinking? If you want to look at the names and species tab of our Rebel Few Character Keeper, any particular species, not a hut. Don't even joke.
1D48? What the heck's a 1D48?
There are 48 of them.
All right, I'll tell you what. Just type in.
Well, actually, you can roll 1D48 in. Here we go.
I don't know where you rolled that, but
oh, sorry, in our little video call, Google Hangout text chat thing. Doesn't matter. It's
right.
Like.
Oh, you got a 35. All right. Let's see where the 35 is. Nautilin.
Sweet.
I like Nautilin. That works for me.
Do you want it to be Mon? No, I'm joking. As Varang's like maybe they're friends. Were they friends? No. Nautilin? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Let's go with Aaron Errant because that's fun to say.
That's a cool name. How did my random name generator even come up with something so crazy?
No one knows.
Sweet. Let's bold that so I can remember it. NR. Cool. Blaze, what is something notable about Aaron Errant as a gunner that is on their file?
Is that the gunner for the Y-Wing?
Uh-huh.
Okay, something notable. Oh, I know. He's trigger happy when he sees TIE bombers.
Okay, cool.
Because he's wary of he's really nervous around other bombers, so he's very trigger happy when he sees bombers.
So
to the point of being paranoid about them.
I was looking at the Y-Wing. I'm like, it is listed as a fighter bomber. I just don't have bombs. I've got the ion cannon, which I guess counts as bombs in Star Wars. Maybe.
It also carries more torpedoes, I think.
Yeah, it does carry. It has 2 torpedo launchers and carries 5 torpedoes for every launcher. Oh, here it is. Nope, you're completely right. 20 proton bombs only against capital ships or static targets. Oh. It's way down there on the bottom with no extra rules on it. Yes, I won't blow up my payload of 20 bombs I didn't know I had.
I think you missed that. It's in bold. Oh.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Cool. Question for Rang. So we have just added Aaron Errant, a Nautilin Rebellion gunner to the Y-Wing. Is he also from New Take or not?
Yeah.
Sweet. Is he a member of the Afterburners or someone else that you know?
I think it would be cool, like after, because like entire team has seen like 2 weeks ago when I argued with the current leader whose name I don't remember.
Half.
So he decided to join. So he decided to also go like me against the half will and just sign up and just finish his training. So, or maybe he was on a mission in the meantime. So, yeah,
nice. Think about bombers too. This is cool. All right, so now we have Aaron Arendt. I just found a picture for him. He's skinny. Cool. Sweet. Cool. Everybody back. I have 2 Cheetos, but I'm not going to eat them because our time is up. I'll not eat those 2 Cheetos. They're just going to stare at me for the next 2 hours. That's my dedication.
Can I ask one more mechanical question about the Y-Wing real quick? Because I'm looking at it. So it says that the ion cannon can shoot once at anyone who targets an action against the aircraft.
I don't know what that means.
It sounds... Well, because it always requires a gunner, but I'm like, is that like an auto-target thing where it automatically picks out that? I don't know.
So I think you basically just roll against the difficulty of 16 against anyone who tries to tell you or shoot at you.
Which would make sense for the investment of having to put 2 people
in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tail ion cannon is operated by a gunner.
Mm-hmm.
It can shoot once at anyone who targets an action against the aircraft. I'll open that up to you can fire once per round from the tail gunner ion cannon. Is it cool?
Yep.
All right. I'm not sure why there's that specificity at the end. Like, this guy isn't targeting you, so you could randomly shoot them, but no, you can't because of that weird phrasing.
Yeah. The phrasing reads to me like a free action, like they get 1 against whoever targets and then 1 that they get to choose, but that seems overpowered to me. So,
well, it's against DC 16, which means you have to roll 14 on 3 dice, which is pretty high. I think it's the same like with the bombers described in the main core rule book. They also get like some free shots against someone who's tailing them, and I think it's specifically against tailing because it means that the 2 targets are like, if someone is targeting you, which means he's like close, because the area of operation can be like really huge in this game. So, and someone is targeting you, it means that they are close enough for ion cannon to be in range.
Cool. That makes sense. All right. You might have any other questions before we jump into Salish 2 mission? All right. The X-Wings and Y-Wing of Gauntlet Squadron emerge from hyperspace at the source of the distress beacon, together with a YTA 1300 freighter, Fade, bears the call sign Scavenger 1 for this mission. Once the usual movement of moment of disorientation passes, you see you're not even close to Salish 2. At first, all you see is an asteroid field nearby and ship debris. Shipwrecks are of Republic design, and they float in deep silence, giving no hints about possible survivors, either friends or foes. The scenery feels like one big marker for the Rebel Alliance's failure. Everything is silent. Dead silent. Scavenger 1 to Gauntlet leader. No obvious signs of life, but there might still be some shipment we can salvage. We'll be running a detailed scan to discover possible surviving life forms and get a hold of the situation. Do you copy, Scavenger 1? Do you copy? Scavenger 1 over.
Gauntlet leader, copy. go for the deep scan.
And so Scavenger 1 starts the scan, and you guys carefully fly close by, your X-Wings and Y-Wings shedding light on the debris, looking for hope. So for those who need it, let me give you the link so that you can join. Looks like everybody's in, actually, but just in case. It is one thing I like about Roll20. It's like once you go into a thing, it's kind of added to your litany. You don't have to go search the link up again. Who are we missing? We're missing somebody. Four. I'm missing one person. We got Borsk.
You were missing me, but
there you are.
There I am.
Welcome. Cool. Let me move you guys to the correct page because I kind of like this background. I think it looks cool. There. Hopefully everybody sees Salish. You can see the debris is beneath you. We have in the lead, and you guys orient yourselves where you want. I just started with something, but we have Mort in the Y-Wing. We have Sybil, Reng, Yevdub, and Borsk all in X-Wings, and then a YTA 1300 freighter behind you, the Fade Scavenger 1.
I'm not sure about others, but I can't move any of the X-Wings. I would at least like to have the opportunity to move mine.
Okay,
X-Wing.
yeah, I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I have to re-give you control. Let me do that. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, probably in token actions.
See, control. Name. Okay, hold on. Evidently, when I drag them to a new map, it's a thing where I've got to change the. I'll fix it right now. Sorry about that, guys. Control by determined. Okay. Are you able to control now?
Yeah. So I have 6 torpedoes, 1 shield, and 2 health points. Cool. Yeah.
I can control all the X-Wings.
Now you can control you.
Oh, now I can control me. Hooray.
Yay, look at all those guys. They're flying around like X-Wings. It's crazy.
Yeah, and now let's do this awesome maneuver. Yeah.
What the?
I think it's Gauntlet 4 reporting in, and I settle in behind Dub, slightly above, already in like wingman position.
Nice. Okay, cool. And so we have
unless stated otherwise, I'm going to be winging for who's is it Mort? Yeah, I'll be winging for Mort.
Oh, hey, sweet.
Gauntlet leader, there permission to scout ahead. This is Gauntlet 3 to Gauntlet leader. Please asking for permission to scout ahead.
Permission granted.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, so Rang takes the lead. You guys form up by him. Fade, of course, has larger sensor equipment. Starfighters are really built for one thing and one thing only. Luckily, you also have the ability to go into hyperspace, so that's nice. So you spend a few moments checking the scan. Scavenger 1 advises you that the supply, I'll drop into actual like talking out loud. Scavenger 1 to Gauntlet Leader. It appears that a good amount of the shipment is salvageable, and he drops a ping, and you can see within the middle of this looks like several of the starfighters kind of covered the former freighter. There's a medium freighter. He says, if I can head in here, a couple of my people can spacewalk and pull this stuff on board. Permission to go ahead and start that, sir?
Permission granted. Sorry, I'm just going to say... sorry, I need the Gauntlet 2. Could you Can I ask you to support just a flybys to make sure to ensure the safety of the what's the name of the
Scavenger 1?
Scavenger 1. Thank you. Yeah.
Affirmative, Gauntlet Leader.
Thank you.
Gauntlet 2.
Yeah,
Cool.
that means Sybil falls in line behind you, right? And because we're already connected, so
Awesome. And let me go ahead and adjust that to, well, I don't have a wingman indicator, do I? Okay, that's cool. You guys will stay.
Gauntlet 4, Sybil, right?
Yep.
Are you following me? I didn't get
Yes.
that yet? Yeah. Okay. Gauntlet 4, prepare a combat spread, maneuver.
Roger that. I'm on it. And I think Sybil is sitting in the like as the rookie in that one X-wing that's constantly vibrating and
Yeah. She's got to earn her way up to the X-wings that are actually have the better stabilizers.
exactly.
This is the ship that occasionally they'll scavenge off of to put parts in the better freight. Yeah.
It's one of the new moves that I attempt to prepare. So we meet any immediate threats, we can respond properly.
Yep, I heard you call it out, and that is fantastic. So, Mort, if you could give me a piloting role while you guys, the Scavenger 1, the freighter, the Fade, pulls up alongside, and you see a couple of individuals hop out, fully suited, and they are headed towards the wreckage.
It was a pretty good roll.
Wow, a 19, fantastic. So, as you see, they are all working in your Y-wing. You do have a little bit better overall kind of sensor capabilities, and you pick up a ping from. It's got an Imperial protocol to it,
Mm-hmm.
and it repeats. It is an Imperial probe droid. It was with a 19. You get that. And it is somewhere within this debris. What do you do?
Well, first I'm going to alert Captain Ovar and be a Captain. Misa picking up pings from an Imperial probe droid. Misa could lay down suppressing fire with the ion cannon. But if we do that, ping stops.
Is there a way you can track to? Is there a way that you can track its original source?
I don't know, Rich. Is there a way I can track to its original source?
Oh, it's a actual Imperial probe droid that they're dropping out. You want to track back to who is communicating with? Is that what you're asking?
Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing.
I imagine that the probe droid is actually broadcasting on a wider band, and it does not. And I'll tell Mort would realize this. It's just it's like a cry out type information. It's not a back and forth, so it hasn't.
Okay.
Although I'm not sure if we're able to do this. I'm like, I suppose we could try to disable it and then substitute it with something else doing the same ping.
That sounds like a really good idea. That sounds really tricky.
That sounds like maybe something Sybil might know how to do.
What?
Because that strikes me as a personality thing. I'm just saying.
Oh, isn't that soldiering?
Yeah, I think it's soldiering. Which you were personality.
No. It was worth a shot. All right.
I'll convince the droid to. Don't you want to do some other signal?
Sweet talking the droid. That's the best. I love it. Cool. If you want to take a shot with the ion cannon and try to take out the Imperial probe droid, that would be a difficulty of 16. Or if you just want, somebody wants to just fire it out of space and blow it to hell, difficulty 16. A failure means that it will, similar to, if you guys remember the Imperial probe droid that Han missed and then shot, it will let off. It will fire off. But it appears to be just currently sending a pulse information. It might have a proximity sensor array, which means that it could pick you guys up any minute now. What do you wish to do?
Mort, what's your call sign so I remember it?
I am 5.
Okay,
so.
all right. So Gauntlet 5, can you shoot that down? And the rest of you prepare for a possible jump of Imperials.
All right.
Cool. So we have the belly open for the fade, and they're currently like pulling in some of they're using grav lift technology. They're pulling in a bunch of the cargo that was left behind from the first resupply mission. And Mort is now going to fire upon the Imperial probe droid, difficulty 16.
Yep. So I'm not entirely sure where it is, so I can't do tailing or anything special like that. Right?
Right. Yeah. I will let you get advantage, though, if you want to take a moment.
I would love to have advantage. Do I get to claim the wingman credit also?
No, because it's not a dogfight.
All right. So advantage is a +2, right?
It is.
All right. So Aaron Errant, with his magical higher shooting skill than I have, rolls a 10. Aaron, let down the T there.
So first, we see the ball of ion, when it flies past and it lights up the Imperial probe droid. See a bunch of lights light up on the Imperial droid like in a ring, and it fires up and it starts to fly away from you guys. You on your sensors, Mort, you're picking up is broadcasting, is throwing out the high sign of like help me signals. What do you guys do?
Can we block those signals?
Give me a soldiering roll. Difficulty will be 15.
All right. I guess I will roll for your party on that one.
Oh, okay.
Either way, I mean, it's the same thing as my...
Doesn't matter to me, man.
Yeah.
I can see it all.
You got those magical powers.
All the tabs.
All right, so I got a 15.
Nice. Cool. So it throws up the signal, and you are able to block it. So what you're doing is you've shut down the pulse that it was normally sending out, but you've also cut off its distress call. You guys, I assume you get an update from Mort that has happened. You hear from Scavenger 1, Gauntlet Leader, we're about halfway done. Is everything okay out there?
Gauntlet Leader, this Scavenger 1, we shot at a probe droid. I want you to be on the defensive. There might be a possible rendezvous of Imperial fighters.
Okay, copy that. Rang, as you are flying amid the debris, you actually see very faint light coming from a destroyed TIE fighter. Like the core, the ball of it is barely intact. Both of the panels have been destroyed, and you pick up a life sign from a TIE fighter pilot.
Yeah, I suppose I just like casually shoot it as I'm flying by.
Just take them out?
Cursed Imperials.
Okay, cool. Whoop, 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 whoop. It explodes.
What? Come in. Gauntlet 3, come in. What's happening?
Just some leftovers from the last fight. Taking the revenge on some last surviving Imperial scum in their Imperial wreckage.
What happened here? This is odd. Does anyone read anything?
Like, is that a bomber? Sorry, that was Aaron. Okay. Cool. Good. So you get a little bit of time passes. Scavenger 1 says, we're almost complete. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of my guys back. Thank you so much, Gauntlet Leader. This will definitely make this resupply mission worthwhile.
Copy that, Scrapper 1. Scavenger 1.
Cool. And then, as he is, you can see that one of the people space walking back, like skirting through. All of a sudden, an Imperial Vigil class star corvette comes out of hyperspace.
Here they come.
Over the broadcast signal, you hear Rebel Alliance fighters. This is the Huntress. I am Captain Aaron Verence. If you surrender to me now, I will make sure that you are treated well and not be sent to the spice mines of Kessel.
Bah. Prepare to engage. No, sorry. Gauntlet leader. Sorry for that, Gauntlet leader.
That sounds like a great idea, Gauntlet 2. How about?
Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally took lead.
That's okay. That's totally fine. Just make sure you don't do it ever again. All right. So, Gauntlet 2. Niv, you're Gauntlet 2, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah. Gauntlet 2. You want to take the lead, and then Rarang, could you follow him up? You got to get your head out of the gutter right now. I need you in the front lines.
Affirmative.
Of course. Are we doing will we be doing the bombing run on the Huntress?
Yeah, we'll do a bombing run, and then I'll support Gauntlet 5. As the
Nice.
Gauntlet 5, I want you to do a good trench run for their forward defenses.
Gauntlet 4, do you copy? Do you follow?
Awesome. So, Scavenger 1 is finishing up. Those guys are moving way faster than before. So Fade, which is Scavenger 1, is currently out of the fight right now. We've got you guys advancing on the Huntress. The Huntress is deploying TIE fighters at this point, and as you get close, of course, this being a Corvette, this frigate has 3 large turbo lasers as well as some more anti-aircraft as you get closer, turrets and the like. So as you guys are closing in, and let me go ahead, just it's not anything that anybody will see, but it's super helpful. I'm going to link everybody to the music. Thank you, Tomes, for giving us awesome music to listen to in the background as you guys close in. So it is Rebel's turn. It sounds like we know what people are doing. Are you looking to, if you're going on a bombing run, you need to create advantage in order to, like, you can make a bombing run at 16, but if you create enough advantage, if you guys remember, you can go through the rules. Hold on a second.
You get 3 advantages, you can get a +6.
Yes, exactly. Yep, so you can make a firing pass. Yeah.
Gauntlet 2, you want to use the debris field for cover on the approach?
Cool. So is everybody creating advantage this round? If so, that's totally okay. You will not in range to be fired upon, but the TIE fighters are deploying and they will be available next round.
Yeah, I guess creating an advantage is the only thing we can do in such setup. So are we saying that to make a bombing run with a Y-wing, you need to have disadvantages? Like,
no, but if you... Oh, I can't... Well, that's weird. Huh. What am I doing? Hold on. I'm on the wrong layer. Wow, sorry. Roll 20 confusion. Sorry, I apologize. You can fire proton torpedoes. Your difficulty is 16. Well, I don't think it'd be a 16 to get a giant target like that. So I'll say that the difficulty will be a 13 because that's a lucky number. Difficulty is 13, but if you gain advantage for a firing pass, then of course you can.
I suppose Gauntlet 3. Can I get on a tail on this of the Huntress and then fire the torpedoes in toward the back engines?
Sure, yeah. If you want to fly over her and try to fire some torpedoes up.
Yeah, so maybe we see like a flyby, like between the turbo lasers. The turbo lasers are firing wide left and right, and I'm just like getting behind it, flying by, doing like a hard twist, and then coming up to fire to fire torpedoes at its weakest points next turn.
Cool. Okay. So Rang is looking for advantage. Borsk, are you also looking for advantage?
I am. I'm looking for advantage.
Okay, cool. Is anybody haven't see Rang getting one? So let's grab.
I was getting on a tail of it rather than getting an advantage, or maybe not on a tail of such a high ship. I totally imagine that I'm on a straight line toward like this big cockpit part, so that I can fire the torpedoes in a straight line, rather than maybe getting it behind it. So I imagine like I'm looking for a tail bonus next round rather than advantage.
Gauntlet 2 will act as bait for Gauntlet 4. So I'm going to dare the enemy when they come as long as I can and really push it. So Gauntlet 4 can attack with as much advantage as possible, on top of being on the porch position in the new move.
Okay. Cool. So as soon as these X-Wing, or so as soon as the TIE fighters come out, you are looking to pull some of them into focus. I'll go ahead and pull these guys up. It is the Theta Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll drop them into token layer so everybody can view them. And you guys were able to, because you can see it because I'm presenting, the Grazante class frigate is not in the equation because you were able to take out the Imperial probe droid. So only because the Huntress is here is what you have to deal with. All right. So that is what happens this round. At the end of the round, the Huntress will be trying to maneuver into position, heading towards Fade. Oh, come on. I'm on the wrong layer again. There we go. So Fade, we'll say Fade's down here, finishing up. Sybil, you were wingman for Nev, and Nev created advantage. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Let's go ahead and begin our bombing runs.
I'm sorry, it means that wingman also gets an advantage when whoever he's winging creates an advantage. I think so.
Aha! There you go. There's the advantage. Thank you for that. Oh, thank you very much. Matthias, a great idea down here at the bottom, putting the gauntlet number, and then the character name. Great idea. I recommend everybody consider doing that. You can, like in settings,
exactly.
I think,
yeah.
You can change your name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the way.
There we go. Cool. All right. So, top of the round. You are currently, everybody who's moving in on the Huntress, you are in firing range, and those turbo laser batteries will be firing upon you. When it is Imperial turn, Theta will be engaging each of you. Theta, there are a total of 5 Theta TIEs. There's a TIE interceptor that is the leader of this small group. And so I think Rang, let's go ahead and have you roll to, can you tail? Like, you know what? I'll give you an advantage, but you can't, like, tailing on a Huntress doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think it'd just be a lower difficulty to hit the Huntress. So we'll go with a 13.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
All right. So you got a difficulty of 13. Let's see.
Did we spend our turn creating those advantages?
Yes, you did. So you get the advantage.
So I suppose I like lock on this like where I think is the bridge. They probably have some shields.
Yes.
An extra shields over there. But I'm like flying just like right at it and then just releasing torpedo, pulling up, and that torpedo probably like hopefully like goes at least knocks out their like frontal shield.
Nice. I love it. That is a hit. So you see the proton torpedo?
Yeah.
Okay, so that does 2 damage.
Yeah. No point firing normal lasers against it. Only proton torpedoes.
Absolutely. So you see the proton torpedo. It's like this blue light, streak of light that fires across, heads right for the bridge, and it hits into the shields. You see these arcs of electricity that happen over the top part of the bridge. Say right around here is where the bridge is. There's of course the dish for communication arrays, and we quickly scan in, and you can see that cocky Captain Varenz, he like dodges to the ground when the proton torpedo comes towards him, and then everybody gets thrown around a little bit, but the shields do hold. So next we will have Mort. What are you doing, Mort?
So right now, I think I'm looking at a +2 for the wingman and a +2 for advantage on a bombing run. I think I would actually use Mort's shooting skill for this because the ion
That makes sense.
Yeah, which, I wish I had a slightly better skill, but there we go. And the thing I want to clarify real quick is how do bombs just work like torpedoes only with limited targets, or do they have some other effect?
That's a great question. We can look quickly in the player's guide.
I don't think it says. Let's find out.
I don't think it does either. Let me look.
The word bombs appears 3 times. Yeah, I think not.
Okay, just a second. Sorry, I'm looking back on the few rules and to see if they have anything, because I kind of cut to what I thought would save us a whole lot of reading. Also, I wanted people to buy the game because I think it's cool.
Is this a capital ship, though?
Yeah, it's a Corvette. It's a capital class ship.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see where there are any specific bomber rules, unfortunately. So
So if I were to improvise some rules, the torpedoes normally do 1 point of damage per torpedo, and the Y-wing normally launches 2. I think that theoretically, if I was going to improvise a rule, I could wager a certain amount, and I lose that amount no matter what, but a higher amount would do higher damage. So if I used 4 bombs, I have to say before I roll that I'm using 4 bombs, and it would do 4 damage.
That's interesting. I'm looking. Sorry, I'm starting a little bit. I'm looking at the There were a few extra rules that had been added to the play-by-post. There's one for a trench run that's kind of interesting. But yeah, okay, let's go with that. Let's give this one a shot.
All right. So I've got a pretty good chance right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and use 4 because that was the example I used. And you know what? I feel pretty good about calling on the Force right now, too, to be honest, because I want to drop this guy.
Ooh.
How do I roll an additional D6 in this?
If you want, you can just go /R space 1d6 like that.
Oh, geez. In the chat, you mean? All right. So let me
Yeah, the macro just does 3d6. There's no way to tell it to do another.
Yeah.
I think we rolled an extra one die just last time.
You know what? I'm just going to roll it somewhere else. I don't know. There it is. All right. So the force die got a 6.
Wow.
And with the +5 that I've got, I just put it in as a 5 for this one because, hey, it's a good thing I rolled that. So I got a total of 17.
Nice. So what does it look like as Mort is
16,
headed...
actually. But
well, that's exactly what you need. So
yep.
yeah, as Mort is coming over and bombing the Huntress, what does it look like? Like, does she... Do you come over like the fore, the aft? Where exactly do you see this happening, and what's it look like when a Y-Wing drops those bombs?
So I think what happens in this case is that the Y-Wing comes in, because why not, as a barrel roll, and is coming in kind of in a spiral before it straightens out. And it's a little bit of a tricky maneuver. And while he's doing it, he's got set up nearby a hollow of Sorjuk Lee, who we didn't know, but he owes the Akbar family much. And he looks over at it and nods at it, and he's like, for the Akbars. It's almost like he feels Sorjuk Lee's hand guiding his as he straightens out and flies down low over the turrets and releases a payload of 4 bombs.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Boom, boom, boom. So you take out a couple of the turrets, and that is 4 bombs. So that means when it comes their turn to fire, they have lost 2 of their 3 major turbo laser batteries from the bombs that you've dropped on the Huntress. Man, she's not doing so hot. Everyone's sensors show that a gravity well has been pulled in, so it's going to be impossible to go to hyperspace. And evidently spun that up, and it's even though it's not something you were going to do, they now have that in place. Sybil, you are still a wingman for Nev, so I'm going to jump to Nev and check in. What do you want to do, Nev?
I'm gonna do an insane attempt to just roll in towards the TIE fighters and to draw their attention and focus on me. If I have a chance, I just put a burst of lasers just out just to show them that I'm serious. Just gonna go past them. So
yeah, we're using the combat spread here, right?
Sorry?
We're using the combat spread.
Yeah, exactly. So, exactly. So Gauntlet 4 can come in and just do her job properly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I love it. So you are trying to draw in Theta Leader, who she has both Theta 2 and 4. Mm-hmm. And then we've got these 2 are traveling as pairs. So she has 2 wingmen. Mm-hmm. And she is going to fall in behind you, Nevdu. And so I'm going to go ahead and have her attempt to tail you.
Okay.
And so let's take a look at the combat spread. So make sure that we're using my crazy new rules. Okay, so you are taking a penalty to shake the tail. How much of a penalty to shake this tail are you taking? Because you can do -1 to -5, and that'll be the bonus for Sybil.
All right, so I'm gonna have a -4. Let's just go crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna push it, basically. Push my luck.
Yeah. All right. You're pushing your luck. Go ahead and roll your piloting -4.
Piloting -4, but I have piloting 4 as well. So
okay, so flat 3d6. You got to beat an 11.
Oh, 11. What happens?
Oh, so I think she has to beat you to actually tail you. So she's still trying to line you up. You see the reticle, her her leather-clad hands calmly moving the joystick of the TIE Interceptor, and she's trying to line up the reticle, and you keep bouncing around. But she's calmly, like, she's got no worries about this. Sybil, you have a +4 if you wanted to just take a shot. You've got a +4 right here because you've been set up perfectly. Or if you want to try to tail Theta Leader and then fire next round, you can.
I have to use this advantage that right. So as Niev is pulling in with like a crazy stun and just firing widely at them, drawing their attention, Sybil then comes underneath, ducking underneath some debris, coming up and just firing those squirting laser sounds from as you do from an X-wing.
Sweet.
And okay, so I'll add the. So I have 1 in shooting, and I get 4 from the maneuver, so that's 5. And oh, I just added them all together now. That's a 14.
Dang, that is a terrible roll. A 2, a 6, and a 1 isn't terrible. It's like average. Okay, cool. So, you got a 14. You need a 16.
Can I go into that tier to reroll?
You can. You certainly can.
Yeah.
Can you like cash in on your advantage now to get this +2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if I can do that, I can do that.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your reroll and cash in on the, or unless you want to just use it right now. Let's just use it right now. You don't have to go on the deck.
Because that pushes me to where I need to be, right?
Yes. Yeah. So you get a 16. Theta 4 is destroyed. Because it moves in the way, because it's a wingman. That's what it's supposed to do.
Woohoo! Good job, 4.
Yeah. Thanks for the perfect setup.
Sweet. So, Sybil, you are currently behind Theta Leader and Theta 2, and Theta Leader is still trying to catch tail on you, Nevdo. So, I don't think that Borsk has gone this round. So, Borsk, what are you doing?
Besides winging for Gauntlet 5, is there anything I can do? Like,
oh no, if you're winging for Gauntlet 5, then you're winging for Gauntlet 5. So there you go.
That sounds good.
Sweet. Awesome. So now my depleted forces will do their thing. Theta Leader has already tried to track Nifdub. So now we are going to have Theta 3 and 5 both trying to tail Rang, but they are wingmanning each other, so it's just going to be one roll. Rang, please try to beat a 16 with your piloting.
Okay, okay. Just checking what is my piloting for. Piloting 4.
That your piloting went up to a 5.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow. Wow. The guy was so excited. So you shot the Huntress in the aft. No, you shot it in the bridge and then kind of flew past. Both the Theta 3 and 5 are tailing after you. How do you see Rang so skillfully losing them? Because they're good. They're like really tight on your tail. How do you...
I suppose I make like a big circle around the Huntress and then maybe just fly in front of this. In front of the Huntress, and just like hide underneath it, because I just like do a dive and then hunt and then hide underneath the Huntress so that they lose track of me for a moment.
Oh man, they go back. I can't make the turn. And so they have to go wide, and then they circle back a lot longer, and they've lost you again. Where is he? Cool. And so, but we do still have turbo lasers that are firing upon you, Rang. So here we go with my shooting of 2. No, sorry. You are tight, so they get a bonus. Bam! You take a hit to your shields from the remaining turbo lasers. So go ahead and mark your damage, Orang, as your shields go out. You hear your astromech droid and R5 scream, and it's screaming a warning. You are too close. This astromech droid is really upset at you right now.
I lost my shields, but I'm still managing to fool the enemy.
Cool. So we curl around to the top of the round, and it is your turn. So, Rang, what are you doing this round?
I will ask later. I will see what the others are doing first.
Okay. Sybil, what are you doing?
I'm going hold tight, Gauntlet 2. I'm coming back around. And she's flying in a white loop to get a better approach vector back in again to create an advantage again.
Okay, cool. So you're looking to create an advantage. That sounds awesome. Mort, what are you doing?
I think I want to try and drop the rest of those turbo lasers as long as I've still got a wingman.
You mean proton bombs?
Yeah, I mean with proton bombs. I don't have the force to draw on again, and I don't have the advantage this time. But yeah.
Gauntlet 2, are you going to be okay all alone? Do you need me to support you?
I'm fine, Gauntlet 4. You go ahead.
Copy that.
Yeah, I got them in my sights.
Nice.
Good.
So, Borsk, are you then going to continue to wingman for Mort?
Yes, I will. Yep, exactly that.
Okay, good. Right. So, Nevdub, are you still trying to draw Theta Leader to follow you foolishly?
Nope, not anymore. We got something out of the last round there. So I'm gonna go in and tail Theta Leader myself.
Ooh, so you bank around, and even though Theta Leader was
hard roll in behind a set of asteroids, and then coming out from behind again, trying to loop in and do a tail.
I love it. Okay, so let's see you do it. Here comes my piloting. She's a good pilot. Whew, I don't know. I think you're tailing her. I just rolled a 19.
All right. So if I press piloting now in roll 20, I just add my skill here. It says something else than my default value, so I'll just change that to 4 now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's all you got to do.
All right. And my advantage, what is that about?
If you've created advantage, so you can add in a +2 and use up your creative advantage.
I'll keep that. Can I keep that, or do I have to use it?
It doesn't say. It's not clear in the rules, so I've let other people keep it. So we'll just stick with that.
All right, and I'll use it. I'll just keep.
You will use it?
I'll just use everything now.
Oh man, I love it. Go for broke.
Okay, so +6, right? 6.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Oh goodness gracious! So you rolled 2 1s. You want to go in debt there?
Snake eyes. Do I re-roll the whole thing with a bonus?
Yeah, you roll the whole thing with the bonuses.
Yeah, all right. Let's do debt.
Cool. What's it look like when you go into debt? Like,
all right. So I'm pushing a really hard loop behind the asteroid. So when I come out, I almost hit an outcoming like a minor stone that comes out from the side. So I just have to roll the whole ship around like a really hard right. So it spins, and I scream out in the radio. I just managed to get the whole thing. Oh yeah! Oh my god! Then boom!
Nice. Oh, that is perfect. Oh man!
I don't shoot. No, sorry, I don't shoot. But I
you've got tone.
Yeah, I got her.
Cool. And we like pan in, and Theta Leader, she's like looking over her shoulder. Theta 2. Watch my back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So then that's awesome. I love it. Borsk is still wingman for Mort. So, Mort, what are you doing?
I was gonna bomb.
Oh, that's right. So let's see your bombs.
So I don't have advantage.
Bomb away, Gauntlet
right?
5.
It's on the picture, but sadly advantages.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me hit the right button, and that's gone. Okay.
All right. So, and I'm wagering another 4 bombs on this. All right, so
gotta go well.
Well, it's a low roll, which is a 14, but fortunately you lowered the capital ship difficulty to a 13.
Yeah. Nice. That is awesome. 4 more bombs.
4 more bombs.
What does it look like when you what does it look like when you destroy the Huntress?
I think in the background you can hear Aaron going, "Come on, there's bombers, go get them!" which you know, Mort is calmly ignoring, and he pulls back around and kind of shakes his head and is like, "They should never learn protect the pod. You some people gonna die." And just flies low, like, because he had to come back around, and he strafes over top of the command portion and just lower, like, comes in at an angle and drops bombs on the remaining turbo lasers.
Nice. You take out the remaining turbo laser turret. The Huntress, see a bunch of explosions happen. We pan inside you, that with that weird clacks in the Imperial, like, and then the Huntress, she does the normal Star Destroyer, like, triangle pointing downwards. It starts going through the asteroid field and pushes aside a few asteroids, a few more explosions. You see all kinds of little, I'm doing all kinds of hand gestures. They're great, guys. I know you can't see me. Escape pods start, like, shooting out the side. And the Huntress is fallen. That is amazing.
Well done, Gauntlet 5. Well done.
It's going to be a problem for those TIE fighters that don't have warp capability.
Yeah. Sweet. Cool. So that is Mort, and Boris was wingmanning. Everyone's gone this round, right? Rang, did you go this round?
Yeah, I was waiting for everyone else action, so I suppose I will just, like, before I start telling the Theta 3, I will just Gauntlet 3 to Gauntlet Leader. What are your orders? Are we still fighting those TIE fighters, or are we bailing off?
Let's clean up this mess and make sure that Scavenger has a clean getaway.
Yes, sir. So yeah, we see this, like, Theta 3 maybe, like, panics and goes white, and I'm just, like, getting, like, on it, like, this side, this like aiming triangle just, like, follows him, like, trying to find
the targeting reticle.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Targeting reticle, yeah.
Cool. So you start. Yeah, you're gonna get. Is it Theta 3 you were looking to tail?
I'm not sure which one of them is the main and which one of them is the wingman.
Oh, I'm sorry. 5 is the main, 3 is the wingman.
So I'm going after 5 because I think that's how it's supposed to be. So.
Yep, I agree. Bloop. I rolled a 17, guys. I'm rolling all the good dice.
Yeah. Luckily, you were not shooting at me this time.
That's true. So Theta 5 is evading you. And, of course, he also got the bonus from the wingman, which I should have put in there. And then you hear, and your equipment brings in, and this is broadcast wide, so you guys all hear this too. But this is, hold on just a second. Let's see. Gauntlet 3. This is Lieutenant Roro Bibble. I'm in the TIE fighter directly behind you. I'd like to disengage. I'd like to surrender. What do you do?
It's like this, like, goes, like, to all or to only to me.
I don't know if he could specifically. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this a thing where it should have to be broadcast wide, or is it a thing where you think we could have ship?
I'm pretty sure this is broadcast wide.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. Broadcast wide.
Is there a way? You know how TIE fighters, when they explode, their wings go out. Is there a way that he can like eject his wings as a sign of like surrender?
You know, I used to have a TIE fighter when I was a kid, and you definitely could hit a button on the back and eject both of the panels. I don't think he's going to do that.
He can power down though, because one of when I was listening to you guys play before, when one of your cowardly X-wing pilots surrendered in episode 1, that's how he signified it, was by powering down.
Cowardly but very honored by others, X-wing pilot. Yeah, you could order him to power down, Theta 3 to power down in attempt to show his sincerity.
Very good. TIE fighter pilot, turn off your engines and get ready to surrender.
Theta 3 will do exactly that. I'm just going to give an escape token to him, even though he's not trying to get away, just to represent that's the one. Theta 5 is pissed. I will kill you. Bibble, you're going to die. Sweet. All right. So everyone's gone. Theta leader is now going to try to tail you again. Nev Doob.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm tailing leader, right?
Yeah.
I'm tailing leader. So his wingman is tailing me. Is that
right?
Okay.
No. You know what? Actually, no. He is going to try an Immelman. Here we go.
Sorry, he's going to try to.
Yeah, he can try an Immelman. He failed. All right. So yeah, he tries to pull a 180, but fails. He's not able to shake you. So, and Theta is following him. So that everyone has gone. Let's go ahead and.
I think Theta 5 should do something as well.
Theta 5 should do something as well. Theta 5 is gonna escape. Theta 5's just lost his wingman. He's just going to try to GTFO. So there's his first escape token. All right, end of Imperial turn.
It's too bad that Theta 5 didn't try to kill his wingman. That would have been hilarious.
God, he should have. All right, so let's roll back around Rang. What are you doing?
As ordered not to let anyone survive this, I'm chasing after Theta 5.
Okay. So this will be you're going to try to tail him. So let's see if you can beat a 9. There we go. Falling back down to Earth.
Getting on tail, piloting 4.
Sweet. All right. Pursuit, you got a tail.
Or tail.
Yeah, there are distributed actions like pursuit as well, so I'm not really sure which one we should use.
Do what?
There's an action like pursuit to remove someone's escape tokens. The pilot can spend their turn to pursue fleeing enemy. Roll piloting against escaping pilot. If successful, they manage to get closer of the fleeing plane. Discard one of the escape tokens. I'm not really sure if I can tail someone with an escape token. I don't know really.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm just going to say you got tailing because he just now started. Hand up, Jason.
Yeah, it's all right. I keep forgetting I'm muted. Tailing is lining up the shot, so you can tail him, but theoretically he could get the 3 escape tokens and get away while you're lining up the shot.
Yeah. Good point. Possible.
So do you want to take away his escape token?
No, I just want to get on a tail. Maybe he will manage to escape, but maybe I will manage to shoot him down.
Cool. I'm imagining that Theta 5 is now heading towards the asteroid field and the wreckage, trying to use that to get an escape, and you're tailing him. Cool. So then let's go to Sybil. What are you doing?
Yeah, Sybil? I'm actually smoothing out my flight and actually slowing down, pulling up the targeting computer, and I'm like, Gonna do. You've got this. Still hang in there. I almost have them in my sight.
I'm right here.
And
I
can I create a second advantage?
Yes, you certainly can.
Yes, because I'm readying my my torpedoes, but
awesome.
I'm
So you
doing
have
this by the book,
You are so great. I love
slowly
this.
and lining someone up. Yeah.
Mort, what are you doing?
So what I was thinking is that I would try to create advantage, and then Captain Ovar could break off from Wingman and would have 2 advantage. So I think I'll try and roll with that.
Okay.
Much appreciated. I was going to peel off anyways.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to figure out how to give you the biggest bonus.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
Do I make a pilot roll for that?
To create advantage? No, you just say I create advantage. You
All
give
right,
up your
I
round.
create advantage.
There we go. You did it dramatically,
So-
so you get 1.3 advantage. It rounds
So
down.
I think that's like they're both flying out from the sinking ship, and there's this kind of thing where they circle around behind each other with the cool explosions behind them, because that's cool. And Mort pulls back as Captain Ovar pulls forward.
Love it. You guys are working in excellent concert together. Next, we go to Nev Dub.
Yep, I'm tailing Theta Leader.
Okay.
So
Alright.
I'm gonna do my best to shoot him out of space, out of the sky. Or,
Beat an 11.
yeah, shooting, right?
Yes.
Shooting.
And I have a 2. Okay, so
Yeah, you need a 16 then.
But you are already on his tail, yes?
sorry, what?
But you are already on his tail. You managed to tail him last round. So
I get
you are not rolling
Plus
Richard,
5.
and you are getting +5.
yeah, so +7 then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Bam! Theta Leader, the TIE Interceptor, is shot out of space. She is destroyed. Oh, man.
Like we have this tail where she's trying to shake me and goes up behind another asteroid, and a big hulk of a ruined some sort of ship debris comes up, and she tries to avoid it and just flies right into my aims, and I'm like saucer in 2 pieces, and just she spins out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Bullseye, Gauntlet 2. Good job.
Thank you.
Sweet. And so, Boris, you are peeling off. You've got 2 advantage. Do you want to try to
I'm
snipe
going
Theta
after
5?
Theta. Can I get a shot at Theta Leader? Oh, there's no more Theta Leader. Oh, Theta Leader's gone. What's the closest thing that I can take a shot at?
I mean, it's relatively abstract. If you want, Boris, do this. Sybil has been creating advantage for like 2 rounds. You can snipe a shot at Theta 2.
Nice.
Snake her
That's
kill.
perfect. That's perfect. I'll do that. Okay. Where's my thing? I'll just write up the thing.
He is 16. You can use both of your advantages too if you want.
How do I add the advantage to the dice
when
macro?
You're hand typing it in, so you just plus and just do the math for whatever all things you're doing. So piloting +4.
4.
Your
Shooting
piloting
+4.
is
Shooting +4.
shooting.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you
Shooting
so much.
+4.
So +7. So 3d6 +7 is what you want.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's try that.
Oh,
16.
Oh man, just snake too.
But way to boost morale, Captain. Shooting like right under the nose of the rookie. Shooting them out.
Shouldn't have hesitated.
Oh man,
guess.
poor Sybil. I love it. I mean, I hate it, but I love it. No, I love it. Okay, cool. We take away both of those advantages, and Rang, Theta 5 gets another escape token. One more, and Theta 5 has escaped you.
Mm-hmm.
You are tailing. Do you want to take your shot?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to like. He's like running just like almost a straight toward the asteroid field, and I was like far behind him, but he's still in range. I just push the triggers, and this all 4 true blazers trying to hit him. So let's see. My shooting is 2, but I get modifier of 5. Nope, that's at pro.
Oh man, one, and
I'm
you
going
fire
to go
just
to
over.
that.
Yeah, you clip his panel on the right-hand side, but it's not enough to disable the TIE fighter. He's going to have some cool scoring marks on his ship if he survives. And once he gets past the asteroid field, he's making a dead run for Salish 2, hoping that he can get close enough to whatever blockade is up there to save him or distract you with more dangerous foes.
Yeah, I'm going into that to reroll as the first burst just misses him. I'm firing the second one.
Cool. Let's see it.
Not sure if it will be nope. Exactly the same roll.
Is that another 15?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think it's Sybil turn, right?
Yeah.
I think this is when like Sybil blinks as like the TIE fighter she was targeting just evaporates in space. And I look around and I see Rarang chasing that one off into the debris field. And I think I pull up and pull around and going Rarang is your movement it's gauntlet 3. I'm gonna cut him off, and I wanna do the pursuit now to remove one of those escape tokens.
Cool. All right. So then, if you want to tail him,
maybe you just wanna like shoot him with all those +4 advantages.
No, I don't want. I want to make sure that he doesn't get away.
Okay. Cool.
So I want to use those advantages for that.
Okay. He is terrified, and I've just rolled a 19 on piloting. So.
5, 6, and a 6.
Oh, you can go into debt.
On the line, I opened all comms and I say Theta 5. Are you sure you want to escape? I mean, your friend's got your friend surrendered. He's probably going to be like thrown in jail and live for the rest of your life. Are you sure you want to like risk losing your life right now? I think surrendering is your best option.
Ooh. Give me a 12 difficulty personality roll to talk him into surrendering. Someone like Sybil should sweet talk him into quitting.
I mean, I make the roll, right?
I think you did.
Because this is without the advantages. So
you using? You said you were using the advantages, right?
Yeah, I want to use the advantages.
If you use both advantages, then yes, you are tailing him.
Yeah.
No, it was not a tail. It was like to remove the escape.
To remove the escape. Okay.
Exactly.
Easy enough. All right. What did you roll, our fine Captain Borsk?
Give me a second. I'll just write the new macro. Surrender. Where's the question mark? It's soldiering?
No, personality.
Personality.
+1.
One. Okay.
There's a lot of typing.
Sorry.
It's okay. Sweet.
15.
He says, you hear Theta 5 say, if I power down, your stupid Nautilin's not going to shoot me out of space.
Yeah, I will give you a pass.
He will surrender. with two X-wing on his tail. He realizes this is not going to go well. He says, "Good luck with those orbital defense platforms. There's no way you're going to resupply that pitiful moon."
Oh, sweet! He just told us where we could find those orbital defense platforms.
Cool. So that will get you guys out of combat with the Theta and the Huntress. And I know we're a half hour from done, but I've got to take a quick bio. So I'm going to take about 3 minutes, and we'll finish up with you guys breaking the blockade.
Okay. So, Rich, what are you considering for Star Wars for May?
I am considering Impulse Drive. I've really enjoyed the game, and I think if it were a pitch of your crew on a freighter that's kind of making things work on the Outer Rim, then it's a lot of overlap possibility with some of the established canon, and also.
I think Uncharted Worlds also fits this quite nicely. Yeah, Uncharted Worlds, and then if we were to go a little bit more kind of high actiony, you could make Infinite Galaxies work too. But I just have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for Impulse Drive myself.
Is this for like the next Saturday morning cartoon or something?
Yeah, it would be for May.
You're talking about doing like a freighter kind of thing or something.
Yeah,
Whoa.
That'd
kind
be
of
cool.
like Han Solo stories
yeah.
kind of thing.
When will you announce that?
Well, we're nearing the end of February, so probably going to be in the next few days.
Yeah, all right. These sessions, Saturday mornings, work very well with the European schedules, and one of the fewer slots that I can join. I'd love to see more of those, but I understand it's also hard to get the weekend mornings maybe off. Like, you do this like every Saturday?
Every single Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, next month is Apocalypse World, and it's gonna be terrifying. I'm really excited for Apocalypse World on Tatooine, and then in April, I'm co-writing a Lady Blackbird hack that I just oh my god, I'm so excited for it. It's so cool so far. Oh,
Love Lady Blackbird.
And Lady Blackbird doesn't normally get played more than like 1 or 2 sessions. Usually it's a one shot at cons kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're designing the game to be sustainable over 4 slots, 4 sessions. So it's a deep game, and it's gonna be awesome. Let's finish up here. So you get notification from Scavenger 1. Scavenger 1, Gauntlet Leader. This is Scavenger 1. We're ready to pick up. In fact, we could have gotten the heck out of Dodge if needed. We're good. Let's see if we can make our way through this blockade, sir. Are you ready?
Copy that.
What are you doing about the 2 TIE fighter pilots?
Is there a way? Is Scavenger gone?
No, Scavenger's right there.
Okay, so Scavenger should pick up both of the pilots and throw them in the back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, you do. The captain's like, we don't exactly have a brig, but we've got a hold. We'll figure it out.
Good job, Scrapper. Scavenger. I keep calling them Scrapper. I don't know why.
That's it. You can call him Scrapper 1. Here we go. Hey, you guys keep me alive. You can call me whatever you want. The captain says.
Like, if they're in the hold, it's in their interest for us for the ship not to get shot down.
You see, the TIE fighter pilots are like, we're a better shot than him. Should we offer? No. We're not going to offer. Theta 3 is a total coward. Theta 5 is just pissed. Okay. Sweet. So you guys pick up Theta 3 and 5. If you guys remember, that is Lieutenant Roro Bibble was the Theta 3. And hey, let's just give a name real quickly to Crix Alcyon is the name of the Theta 5 pilot. And those are the 2 prisoners you guys have taken in this mission. So, Fade is not going to lead the way. Scrapper 1 isn't leading the way because you guys are keeping her safe. And as you start to approach Salish 2, you do see, as was notified to you by Crix, that they do have several orbital defense platforms, which are geosynchronous in orbit, and they're strung across the equator of the planet. They do have enough range to cover almost everything but the poles. And they're effectively flying cannons. There was, of course, also this Corvette cruiser with a bunch of TIE fighters that was there as part of the blockade that isn't now. So you guys, you have a few choices. You can try to just blast through as fast as possible. Hope you can suck up any hits. Ring has no shield. And see if you can just push through the blockade. Or you can try to tactically take down 1 or 2 of the platforms, which then will make it easier for you to get out later. Or something else I haven't thought of. Those are my ideas.
Okay. I like the tactical route. I'm mindful that some of our pilots may not be like may not survive, and I want this run to get as many. Like I want my whole squad to survive. That's my goal for today.
Never
so
again.
Yes, never again.
Roreng could take an action to see if the astromech can restore the shields, though.
That's true. If you want to make a soldiering roll, you can see if your astromech can restore shields.
Like an action in this new fight, or just between the two scenes?
Basically, in between you guys finishing up the asteroid belt and traveling to Salish 2, you order your astromech droid to try to repair shields.
Okay. Was it the difficulty?
14. And if you succeed, then you have shields back, and if you fail, then you don't. Exactly 14. Awesome roll. Oh, man. So R5B4 reports with a chirp that the shields are repaired. It sounds very relieved.
R5B4, I will buy you a new batteries while we are back at the base. You will get brand new batteries.
R5B4's nickname on base is Beefy for the B4. Beefy is very excited to get a new battery.
We're still going to push for a tactical run instead of an all-out run.
Okay, cool. So I'm not doing map combat at this point, just because I think you're going after 1 to 2. So if you target one defense platform, then you will get shot at, and it's just a cannon. It's good at shooting. This is dangerous, but you can line up bombing runs if you have. You should have remaining bombs. 20 proton. You used 8, so you are good to go. The Y-wing is good to go. You also have ion cannons, which it's a shielded platform, so you got a 50% chance of taking it out on one hit, which would be a really good idea. It has a lot. It has good shields and a lot of defensive plating. It is not made to be maneuverable. It doesn't really move much. It basically sits itself and waits. Cool. So as you guys come closer, you see the amber color of Salish 2. It's a mineral-rich, resource-poor, so there's not a great deal of plant life on Salish 2. And you can see the dotted lights of a couple of Salish 2's spaceports, which of course are dormant at this time, except for any Imperials that land as part of this quarantine. And immediately you are hailed. Unknown vessels, this is Imperial Command. You are not authorized to come any closer to Salish 2. We are under quarantine. There is a virulent disease that is infectious for all species. Please avoid Salish 2. You are welcome to fly to Salish 1 or any other planet in the system, but you are not authorized to come any closer to Salish 2. We have an orbital defense platform arrayed in our defense, and if you come any closer, we will be forced to fire.
Gauntlet 1 to Gauntlet, keep radio silence.
Nice. Just trying to keep quiet for as long as you can, and then all hell will break loose when they start firing. Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan. The plan is just to fire, not even to say anything.
I love it. Cool. So you guys come closer. You can see the look for this orbital defense platform is similar to just a big long cannon. It's got a bunch of engines that are set to keep it stabilized in orbit. It's got a communications array, like a little radar dish on it. And then there are some shield generators that are kind of bolted on. And you see it fire up, and it is going to fire upon you guys. It does have a little bit longer range, so it gets one shot. And I'm going to roll. Let's see, there's 5 of you, so I will roll randomly. I'm going to start from Roreng as 1, and Gauntlet leader is 5, and I'm rolling 1d5 on Gauntlet Hangouts to see, or Google Hangouts to see who it is. It is 2. Sybil.
Nice.
Here we go.
I'm drawing the fire.
Oh my goodness, you're drawing their fire, and you see a huge red, like a searing laser, shoots out from the defense platform. How is it that you're able, because you dodged out of the way, Sybil, how is it that you were able to evade the searing laser from the first shot from the defense platform?
Oh, I haven't even like locked the S-foils into attack position yet. So because that's the added maneuverability, and as it shoots out, I'm getting basically blinded by it because it's like this far away from my cockpit.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so you can see that huge shaft of light. It shoots all the way out.
I think the others need to check first if I've been hit or not, because at first sight it might even look like, because I immediately veer off into another direction at that point.
Nice. Cool. So that was the opening salvo from the defense platform. I will count from Gauntlet leader. So who you designate to go first this round? Let's just go ahead and have you guys see what you can do.
Am I giving the order, or am I giving the order of people that are attacking, or is that it? Is that
let's try that.
Said? Okay. So opening salvo by Gauntlet 2, followed by Gauntlet it's 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's it. I do it so the bomber is the last thing to hit.
Well, do that.
You left yourself out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'll start the wave, and then it'll just be Gauntlet leader to 5.
Okay, so Borsk, what are you doing? You just muted yourself.
Can I fire torpedoes?
You can if you want to fire blind. This is not a terribly mobile platform, but it is not gigantic. So I'm going to say you need a 15.
How many? Could I spend the round getting advantage instead?
You sure can.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Okay, so you've got advantage. Then we will go to Niev. What are you doing?
So I'm gonna go straight at it, and I'm gonna blast away 2 torpedoes.
Go for it. 15 is your diff.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna use roll for your party.
Okay. I'm watching.
And I have 4. And now it's shooting.
It is shooting.
Yeah, I forgot about that. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll do it anyway. So 9, 11, no, 13.
13. Oh man. So you fire your proton torpedoes, and it passes by the shooting platform, just barely misses, and fires into the atmosphere and dissipates. Next we have Orang. What are you doing?
Is it possible to get a tail bonus on it somehow?
Nah, I don't see it as like a dogfight kind of thing. You can create advantage.
Yeah. Creating advantage.
Okay, you have advantage next round. Sybil, what are you doing?
I mean, we haven't had the debrief yet, so targeting computer out, creating an advantage.
Nice.
Get a
all right, and here it's going to try to draw you in again. Let's see if it can. The searing laser is able to hit you, Sybil. Another 11. Wow, I am cursed. Guess what? You lock S-foils in attack position, start to create advantage, and then you see it fire up again. Is this a barrel roll out of the way, or how is it that Sybil was able to get away from the searing laser?
Yeah, I think that is it, and that's her. I think she studied the basically the pace that these lasers fire. So she's counting down, and as she's trying to get a lock on, and that's a 3, 2, and does the roll, and awesome. In the moment where
I love it. The searing laser fires past you harmlessly this time. You're starting to gain some confidence. Mort, what are you doing?
So, right now it's a 15 to hit it. It probably takes substantial damage, so I'm going to need to also be bombing it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and create advantage also.
Okay.
So Mort throttles up the speed to try and get there faster to get a better shot at it.
Nice. Yeah, as you do that, I think that Aaron is like, oh, what do you think? You think we're going to get, you think I'll get a promotion when we take out that platform? I think I will. Promotion.
I think Mort smiles and go, it's just a big bomber.
Cool. So we roll around to Borsk. You have created one advantage. Your target number is still 15. What do you wish to do?
All right, I will. I'll take a crack at it with some torpedoes.
All right. Go ahead. Fire. Your difficulty is a 15. You got a +2 from your advantage.
That's good. Sorry. Let's do that. 13.
Did you add your advantage?
Oh, no, I didn't.
So shooting plus
that's what
+2
happened.
more. If you use your advantage, which you should be, then you hit.
Okay.
We just add 2 more. It's just +2, so you roll
Yeah,
a
yeah.
13. You add 2 more, you got a 15.
Yeah, 15. Sorry. Yeah, it's 15.
No problem.
I apologize,
So
yeah.
your torpedoes will do 2 damage to this thing.
Yep.
You fire in, and you see the shields, and it bounces, and it hits the shields. The shields start to weaken and dampen. And then we will roll to Niev. Niev, you took your first shot and missed.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna do a long swooping loop sideways and get another run, but with lasers this time.
Okay, go for it.
So it's the same thing, right? It's
Uh-huh.
3 dice plus shooting +2, and the target was 15. Was it?
Target is 15, yes, sir.
All right. 9, 12, 14.
14. You want to go in debt?
Damn it. Yeah, all right, let's do that. So another roll? Is that
Yeah.
it? Yep. No, it doesn't help. The same roll. 14. No,
Okay,
14. Wait. Sorry, 9, 11. Yeah. 11, 13. Yeah. All right. Didn't help. Sorry.
Cool. It bounces harmlessly off the remaining amount of shields. Evidently, the shields weren't completely down, and you hit about the same time as those Borsk's proton torpedoes.
It's stubborn. Let's take it down now.
And next we have Varang. You created advantage last round.
Yeah, I think we see this like cool targeting something that Luke was told not to use, like drop and pop out, and we see like Re-rank looking through this, and there's like the platform for me like a very far distance, and we see like zoomed in, and he's like locking manually both torpedoes to hit properly. So I'm creating an advantage.
Whoa, double advantage. Okay,
because my shooting is so poor already that hitting 15.
You're a darn good pilot, but you're not made for this. Sybil.
Yeah, after like stabilizing after the barrel roll, I'm just going almost there, and 5, 4, 3, second advantage. Yeah.
Stay on target. Stay on target. Mort, you have one advantage. You've lined everything up. Aaron,
can we also get Aaron a shot?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and roll us a shot.
All right. Use that ion cannon. All right. So this is Aaron's shot. Aaron is a terrible, terrible shot, it turns out.
What? No, I've never shot an ion cannon before. It's fine. I'll dial it in.
I think Mort would rather release a payload than build another advantage, though.
Okay.
And so he gets the +2 from his advantage because I'm going to use it now.
Okay.
And there we go. So he drops a payload of 4 bombs.
Oh, jeez. This could be not good for my bad guy.
It's plenty good.
13?
I rolled a 17 total. Yeah.
Dang it. All right.
Yep.
So the shields are taken out by the first bomb. Second, third, and fourth bomb, you see the shield generator gets destroyed. The engines fail and it starts to fall a little bit out, like it teeters a little bit. It's not quite in orbit. It's just going to be not great for me, but it is not dead yet. And so it is going to take, as it angles, it's going to take another shot, but it's been moved. It can't fire at, I'm going to say it can't fire at civil. So I'm going to roll a D4, and it is counting 1, 2, 3. Niv Dub happens to be in. They never shoot the bomber. This guy's stupid. Why is he not shooting the bomber? It's not tactical at all. He's firing upon Niv Dub. Here we go.
Do I roll anything? No, I'm just facilitating.
It didn't go. Okay. Did I cancel? Okay. Well, Roll20 might be disconnected. I'm just going to jump over to roll for your party and roll 3d6 here. And I've got a +6. That is a 13 + 6. That is a hit. Your shields are gone, Yevdub, and you are now damaged. Searing laser fills up your entire vision. You hear your
I'm hit. The radio is a little bit it's affected as well, so a lot of static. I'm still here.
Awesome. Oh man, you're so screwed. Love it.
So they shot your comms relay, is what you're saying?
That's it. The comms relay took the damage. No, everything took damage. Yes, you have a couple shields to waste. It's okay. Don't worry. So then we roll back around to Borsk. You have a shield platform that is actually slowly falling out of orbit right now. They're using stabilizers to try to bring the line.
Is it still shooting, or should I drop some? Should I drop more torpedoes in it to ensure that it stops shooting?
It's still shooting. It just shot.
Okay.
Yeah, it just shot your buddy Niftu.
All right, no more advantage. Let's try that. Oh, I got an 8. That's bad.
That is not good.
Nope.
Yeah, so you drop your proton bombs, bounces. One of them fires, hits it, but it doesn't actually explode. It was a dud, and it bounces off down into atmosphere. Let's roll into Nevdob. You lost comms almost here. You are in a great deal of trouble. What are you doing?
All right, so I'm gonna try to draw fire, but avoid. Like, I'm gonna do my best to. Let's see now. Do we have any sort of firing paths? No. All right, and I'm just gonna try to gain an advantage if that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I roll anything when doing that, or
no? You just get advantage. All right, so you've got advantage, Rang. You've got 2 advantage right now. What do you wish to do?
Yeah, I guess we see this like cool scene. I just like press 2 buttons, and then we see like 2 torpedoes flying toward the orbiting platform, cashing in both advantages. So let's see how it goes. Woohoo! Couldn't be any lower. I'm going into that. Like maybe just like the targeting computer makes like a last moment like, and corrects my crappy manual aim.
See how much it corrects it.
Yeah, so I'm going I'm going into that. We'll see if it will help anyhow. Yeah.
Oh man! So what does it look like when you destroy the orbital platform?
So this like first torpedo just like blows up the last engine and starts falling, but before it like burns in the atmosphere from like re-entering. The second one just hits in like the ammunition, the some kind of like power core explodes, and it's like a like
Nice.
for a moment
Nice.
everyone's blinded.
Cool. You hear Scrapper 1 as it calls over. Great shooting! Great shooting! Way to go, Gauntlet Squadron! And then we have a quick, just for time, come through the atmosphere. There's some anti-aircraft, but you're able to suppress it, and you're able to land. And there's a moment you guys are, let's say like the Y-wing lands, but everybody else is just kind of keeping track over Scrapper 1 as they start very quickly offloading the freighter, and then you take off back out of atmosphere, hop into hyperspace before the blockade is resumed. And as we come near the end of our session, everybody comes back to hideaway base. You expect celebration, excitement, happy hearts. You have saved Salish 2. The supplies that you were able to provide to them have made, of course, they'll be able to last a bit longer. Hopefully, the rebellion can resupply them again before anything gets worse. It should be a happy moment. But as you guys all head off of your X-Wing, Y-Wings, Sybil, Fabian comes running up to you, and there are tears in his eyes. And he says, they're all dead.
What do you mean? I like squat down to get on eye level and take him by his shoulders and like, who's dead? What's wrong, Fabian?
And there's a Togruta girl, taller, a little bit older, who comes up and she places a hand on his shoulder, standing close. She seems filled with grief. But it's Fabian that says, they blew up Alderaan. They blew up the whole, everyone.
Yeah. She doesn't comprehend right away, right? She looks at him, looks up at her, and I assume she probably just gives a nod. And how? What? And I embrace him, and that's when tears start forming in my eyes as well.
And then we have the emotional John Williams like string music of all the emotion, and much like how Empire Strikes Back ends on a really down note, that is how we end the Rebel few, with Alderaan being destroyed by some kind of, that's not quite a moon. Cool. So it has been a super pleasure running this game for you guys. If you have a few minutes, I would love to do Roses and Thorns, but we're butting up against time. So if you need to go, I completely understand. So just take a moment to reflect. I'm going to close down my multiple windows that I had open to run this game. My computer thanks me. We will start off, as we always do, with Thorns, because this is a craft. You can always get better at it. So let's start with Thorns from Pavel. What Thorns did you have from this session? And if there are any like overlapping from previous sessions that you didn't get a chance to talk about, then feel free to bring that up too.
I kind of felt that this like last part was kind of obligatory, not obligatory to play out this like station. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe starfighters are not meant to blow up Star Destroyers. But this like last part, I don't know, we could just like create advantage and fire against a high difficulty of 15. I don't know. Maybe if you had more time and some few more TIE fighters, it would have been more fun. But it was like
Fair. Yeah, I hear you. I think the space platform, it wasn't quite as exciting as the cool TIE fighter dogfighting kind of stuff.
yeah. Other than that, I don't think I have any. So
Okay, Matthias, what thorns did you have from the session?
Yeah, this actually I think connects rather well there, because so you're either in crazy dogfights where everything is very quick and disruptive, or you have that high tension. You need to stay on target, right? Those are the two feelings there. And I was looking at firing pass, and I was like, as I read it now, it sounds to me like, could it be that you need to create those 3 advantage tokens to be able to fire proton torpedo?
Maybe. Like, I get you, because that feels like it especially, maybe less so for World War II, but especially for X-Wing fiction, that feels like the thing. Like, you've got to stay on target, that maybe you do. Because otherwise, like, I don't see the real advantage of saying, well, you can create 3 and then all of a sudden you get +6. No, duh. +2, +2, +2. It is 3. There is 6. It's dumb. It's just math. But there's, what is the secret of 3 advantages? It's not clear in the text. I could see that as being the requirement. If you want to make a firing pass, you have to get 3 advantages. But I'll be damn honest, like, that kind of sucks a bit of the fun. Like, there's tension, but it also sucks a little bit of the fun out of it to a degree. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe if you know that going in, it just has tension.
Yeah, it's kind of like, so how much are you willing to raise the stakes and put in and push your luck, right? That was my situation just now, because I had a laser cannon aimed at me. So how long will I stay on that or not is an interesting decision, actually, I feel. And as it reads, it's also like, so you get to fire a proton torpedo and you're blasting all weapons. So are you also getting to shoot your lasers, which would do D3 damage? And
maybe
one additional thing that I was thinking of regarding the attacking a Star Destroyer or something like that might potentially be worth considering, giving those capital ships something like, oh, they have 1 armor. So that you need
that
to
one had a lot of armor.
Threshold.
Yeah, I get you.
To actually do damage, right? Like 1 laser shot, it's not going to do something. Like, that might be, but that's just more feedback. That's not really a
no, that's good feedback. Like, the idea that you have to use bombs, right? You have to use proton torpedoes or bombs to be able to do anything makes a lot of sense.
Treat the different systems on a capital ship as individual entities. You did this a little already, right?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I think we can codify a bit of that. Make it a little easier for management. That makes sense. Thanks, Matthias. Anything else? Jason, thank you. Jason, what did you have from Thorin, sir?
I got a couple of mechanical notes just from Matthias talking. I was thinking about the firing pass, and if you did it his way, then like in the movies, you have one person who lines up for the shot, and then the other 2 have reasons to either wingman or defend. Like I say, other 2. The other ships end up wanting to defend the person who's lining up the shot, because that's all they're doing, and otherwise they'll just get blown up. And especially like if you're dealing with something that's kind of clumsy, like a Y-wing, then the X-wings end up defending it. On the subject of Y-wing, the bombs kind of need rules. My off-the-cuff thing was I think too powerful, because the 4-bomb thing let me do way too much damage. And I also think, like we talked before about actions that mean that you're not doing anything, like gain advantage, can seem boring if you don't describe it.
Yep.
But wingman in particular, I feel like wingman should almost alternate. Like, one person wingmans one turn, and then whoever they wingman can flip and wingman the next turn, so that
just
someone gets
more interactive.
Yeah. So someone gets something to do other than wingman forever.
Yeah. It's like I'm
so
the cleric.
To me, that would make sense.
I'll wingman for you. I'll wingman for you. Okay, I can go over here and play a video game at the same time, right? Play some Breath of the Wild while I'm wingmanning for everybody.
Yep.
Cool. I get you. That makes sense. Anything else, Jason?
Nope.
Thank you. Christian, what thorns did you have, sir?
I don't have much on the mechanical side. I've always been a little bit more focused on other stuff, making things work in the narrative. That's my personal thing. I'd like to maybe give some room to describe how different actions actually appear in the narrative. Like when I do a full attack, like how to describe. I mean, it could be as simple as just maybe describing the way it looks when you just comes up behind the enemy and then fire the guns. But it could also be like a short section before the attack, like how you turn up behind something and appear. Sometimes it becomes a little bit too abstract for me to follow the actual competence. So that's the only thing I have, I think. But I mean, it's maybe a matter of taste, like how you want the game to actually feel. So that's personal preference, I think, more than a general fault. So yeah, I don't think it's a problem maybe for everyone, but it's something that I maybe tend to wrap my head around. Yep.
Cool. I tend towards your preferences, Christian. I think and I'm dipping into roses, but some of my highlights from today's session were where people took hold of the narrative and described how they were doing X, Y, or Z. And I tried to call for that more, but I hear you. Like it can get a little abstract, especially if we're all staring at a map for too long. So thank you.
Otherwise, it's I like it when the rules are as simple as they are. They're really it's easy to get into. So it fits me like a glove in all other respects. So it's just a small thing. Yeah.
Okay. Blaze, what thorns did you have, sir?
Not really thorns. More. It's funny because when we started playing 4 weeks ago, I wasn't sure if I like the refresh scenes. But now that I see like mechanically how either they work and they tie into the whole narrative, which is a lot of fun, I really enjoy them if there's a way to build them in more in the combat scenes. So the fact that like we had that little refresh of the soldiering of like convincing the guy to surrender or things like that, that kind of openness and narrative in play. So we're not like flipping from the world of like shooting and piloting versus the world of personality and soldiering. So kind of more mixing the two. I find that I found that magic in today's game that like my fun was not necessarily in like rolling shootings, but actually just engaging with the material itself.
It's good to know. Like there was a part of me and this was like right after the first fight sequence ended, where you guys had cleared out Theta. There was a part of me that almost wanted to like elide all of the actual breaking of the damn blockade to get to a base sequence at the end. And I was really tempted to do that, but I was like, no, it's a blockade. They should like have to punch through the blockade. Like I felt like that fiction to me felt like it was more, maybe compelling is not the right word, but like it was necessary. But I had that temptation of like, I really want to get them back to base. Like, so you could just tack one more hour onto this game and just do basic.
I know. Right?
Cool. So we'll stick with you then, Blaze. What roses did you have from today's game?
I love the player dynamics. I loved everything about it. I mean, I think it's because we've played a couple times already and we have a good sense of who we are, and there's that comfort level, and like again, the fact that you're as a DM, you're very enthusiastic. You're probably more enthusiastic than the DMs that I usually play with, so that tends to bring the things out of us. So thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Christian, what roses did you have from the game?
What Blaze said. I agree. It's so enjoyable, Rich. I must say, you make it so nice to be a player. So I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you. Jason, what roses did you have, sir?
Well, I love on base part because I love the character parts. But one of the things that I really, really loved today was the tension of when the guy surrendered, not knowing if Rarang was just going to blow him up anyway. Because I was super surprised when Rarang just blew up the guy earlier, and then he surrendered, and like there's a moment where I'm like, I don't know what Pavel's going to do, and we made the choices and we moved on, but that was still a nice thing that was more than just rolling the dice, because what he chose made a difference in what happened and how we engaged and how we thought of ourselves as a squad. So that was my very favorite moment.
That was a super good moment. Oh, I love how that tension was just gorgeous. And so awesome. I'm glad you liked that too, because that was definitely a highlight. Matthias, what about you? What roles did you have?
Well, one, I love Mort. He's awesome. And I also love that getting that in base the cross interaction between. It's just a little bit, but it does a lot, I think. And I also liked having that in space. That also I felt went well. Yeah, and I actually like the like for that short amount of time we still had the blockade run. Like I could picture very well what we were going for and what was on the line, right? Like if those 3 shots hit, then we definitely had to have at least 1 or 2 casualties there.
Cool. Thank you. Last but not least, Pavel, what roses did you have from the game?
My first rose was already talked about. I like that you implemented some use of personality and soldiering into combat part rather than you just have to roll piloting and shooting. It was really nice. My second rose goes to Jason for doing good voices for at the very beginning and then in character. Yurich also do very good Mol Calamari, and the other race, it was really giving the mood to those NPCs talking, and I really enjoyed my time, so it was cool.
Good. I had a great time. I love these characters. I'm only kind of sad that I didn't kill anybody. Like I feel like I should, because it's X-wings and you're supposed to go down. Like, but I also didn't want any of these characters to not be part of our story, so it was exciting. I really appreciate everybody giving me your time and playing the Rebel Few and your feedback. And yeah, I think a few tweaks and some clarifications, and this is probably going to show up on the calendar in the second half of the year. So,
I think it would be neat to have at least one of the characters show up in something later on in the timeline, like after this point. And I think that would be pretty amazing.
I agree. So if Rarang didn't have something already planned, like the base sequence that I had in mind was that half had gotten arrested. Like, what would Rarang do if the leader of the Afterburners who kicked him out got arrested? Like, we'll save that for a future story. We'll figure that out some other time.
Yeah,
that'll be a 1%er game. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Have a good evening, my European friends, and
have a great day.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, take care, guys.